This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.
Welcome to Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, the U.S. News & World Report's #1 engineering school in the United States that offers a master's as its highest degree for 20 consecutive years. Rose-Hulman, where you come to find yourself. Find yourself through personal growth, through personal development, through study, research, and invention. Rose-Hulman, your home for academic and athletic excellence.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
And welcome to Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology and Phil Brown Field for this afternoon's ball game. It's the conference HCAC leading Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers as they host the Bluffton Beavers from Bluffton, Ohio. Hello, everyone. I'm Herb King, and along with Walt Gordon, we're going to bring you all the exciting action of HCAC football here from Rose-Hulman. And this afternoon's ball game is really a tale of two different teams, both going in different directions. Rose-Hulman, of course, undefeated in conference play. They're 4-0. They've won 4 straight ball games, and they're 5-2 on the regular season. And they have defeated Hanover in a ball game a couple weeks ago for the conference lead. And with that, they were looking forward to last week, seeing if Mount St. Joe could keep pace with Rose-Hulman in this conference race. But Mount St. Joe was upset by Defiance College, and Defiance had not been playing well all season, and all of a sudden Defiance rises up, beats Mount St. Joe 14-13, places Rose-Hulman in sole possession of first place in the HCAC.
You know, funny things like that happen, Herb, where, you know, a team is, like you said, not playing all that well, and a team with big aspirations comes in, and whenever you go on the road, it's always going to be tough, no matter where you go, and sometimes you get bit in the heel a little bit. Not saying that Mount St. Joe's didn't have focus or whatever, but sometimes Defiance or a team like that raises their level and gets that big home win, and good for Defiance for doing that.
Well, and Defiance plays a lot of young players.
Yes.
They had a lot of freshmen and sophomores
So that's a huge win
on their team, and they just continue to play and get better, and that's one of those things. And you're seeing Bluffton at that same level right now. They're 0-7. They have a couple ball clubs that they can beat here towards the end of the season as they'll play their annual rivalry game, last game of the season against Defiance. And then the week before, they play Manchester. So Bluffton has a chance to get a couple victories. The problem is Bluffton has not played well enough to really get into those. Watched part of the ball game last week against Hanover that Bluffton played. They have a couple of athletes that can really give some people some problems. A wide receiver here and there. Their quarterback has been playing good at a certain point, but he's banged up. They're going to go with a freshman today for Bluffton in Blake Ryan. He's a 6'2" freshman, as he'll get the starting nod at quarterback. So you're going to see a little bit of different ball club for Bluffton, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's a bad thing. You play the younger guy, he's going to have that chance to try to prove himself even more. He's come in and they've split some time with the quarterback, so it's not like he hasn't played this year.
Right.
But you have a true freshman coming in, that makes a big difference in what's going on. Again, conference standings, Rose-Hulman at 4-0. The next two teams in that list, Hanover and Mount St. Joe. For Rose-Hulman, they've already defeated Hanover in a close ball game, a good ball game, but Rose-Hulman wins, and Mount St. Joe, again, with that one loss, Mount St. Joe still has a couple of ball games where they're going to have trouble. They play Anderson today, then they're going to play Hanover, and then Rose-Hulman. So they could lose 2 ball games back-to-back. If they lose next week to Hanover, Rose-Hulman's going to end up being the conference representative if Rose-Hulman can keep pace and keep winning ball games. Today for the Fighting Engineers, it's Bluffton. Next week, it's at Franklin, and they finish up with Mount St. Joe here at home. If they win 2 of these ball games, and when I say that, they win either today or at Franklin, and then win against Mount St. Joe, they've guaranteed themselves the conference championship this fall, and that's a big deal for Rose-Hulman. They played well enough to do it. They just need to hold serve and continue to play well.
And I guarantee that Coach Sokol is not talking about picking. I'm not saying you're suggesting that, but I know we're talking about the semantics of what they need to do. He's just saying, hey, let's go out and win each game and not have to worry about it as you see the Bluffton Beavers on your screen getting ready to take the field. But Coach Sokol and his boys don't want to have any letdowns. I've been very impressed so far as they've taken care of business each and every week and led up to this point. So we'll see what they do here today. But, like you mentioned, win 2 out of those 3 and you get a goal checked off.
The big one, of course, is going to be Mount St. Joe. They have to win that ball game because if they have 1 loss and they've already defeated Hanover, if those 2 teams have 1 loss together, Rose-Hulman gets the nod. And so that's what you really want to do, is to make sure you beat Mount St. Joe and win 1 out of the next 2. The issue is they should win all of them. That's where we are right now with Rose-Hulman. They should win all 3 of these ball games and have that entry into the Division III National Tournament. We're going to pause for a moment. We'll be right back with starting lineups and get things settled for this afternoon's ball game. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
In Searcy, Arkansas, a young man says I love you for the first time, but his girlfriend doesn't quite hear. In Franklin, Tennessee, a boy encounters his first pickle. And in Kyle, Texas, after a mission for tots, cousins realize they're a long way from Kyle, Texas. One day, many people, millions of orders. This is Howie Sonic.
At H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they make sure your return gets done right. It's not just numbers, boxes, and forms. It's personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. With an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
This is Sue Goshen from your locally owned H&R Block in Brazil. Walk in, make an appointment, or drop off your documents, and we'll tackle your taxes while you're away.
Oh, heaven.
So you think chicken is heaven?
Oh my gosh, it's yes. I love that the bun's toasted and the chicken's cooked to the crisp. It is par.
And Rose-Hulman is getting ready to take the field as the Fighting Engineers are aligning themselves at the end zone here at Rose-Hulman on Phil Brown Field, and they'll get ready to take the field and take on the Bluffton Beavers. Again, HCAC action, Rose-Hulman 4-0 in conference play. They're 5-2 overall, and they'll look forward, if they can win these next 3 ball games, to take a good record into potentially the NCAA Division III tournament. And here they are, taking the field, the Fighting Engineers of Rose-Hulman. They'll come in, and you'll see all the players reach down, touch the elephant head right in the middle of the field as they get ready to go for this ball game. We'll get things prepped for you. Let's take a look at the starting lineups, first of all, for Rose-Hulman. Let's go through these from a pictorial standpoint this afternoon. It'll be Rose-Hulman's offense, and let's see if we can get these guys up and let you get a good look at some of them as we prepare for this one here from Rose-Hulman. Noah, we'll look there. There's Justin Pearson and a sophomore offensive line. The offensive line for Rose-Hulman has really done a nice job. Number 9 is Adam Taisalu. 73 is Schultz. That's one of the other offensive linemen. He'll play tackle this afternoon in the ball game, and he's a sophomore. Aiden Sturgeon is another one of the starters at tackle. He's another sophomore. The offensive line is very, very young. Noah Thomas, the leading receiver for Rose-Hulman, he's the leading receiver all time for the Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers as he's getting ready to go for this afternoon's ball game as well. And again, he's a graduate student, so it gives him the extra one. Shane Welshon's the leading rusher, a preseason All-American, a senior running back. He's a stout young man. He fills in really well, finds his hole, runs behind that inexperienced offensive line who's done a good job this year. And Andrew Dion, he's the leader for Rose-Hulman in passing attempts and yardage. Ryan Easterday, and there's the freshman offensive lineman. I'll tell you what, he had a great game a couple games ago where he was hurt and still came back in. Kenneth Gibson, the sophomore offensive lineman. There's a big guy up the middle. And again, these guys have done a great job. They're all somewhere between that 230 and about 300-pound range, and they'll open the holes inside for Welshons and Grant Ruperta, who is also one of those running backs. Alex Gresscock, the junior tight end, he'll also play an H-back and move back and forth in what's going on. And as we prepare for these, again, big guys, Daniel Hurry is really added a dimension to the offense. He moves very well. He's an athlete, and he was conference player of the week a few weeks ago from his ability to really move and in the open field. Looking at this starting lineup again, there's a lot of sophomores there, a lot of guys able to play this. And let's take a look at the captains for today's game. You can see number 1 is Welshons. He'll set up in there. Offensive side, and Andrew Dion, the quarterback from San Diego, California, 63% completion. And you can take a look at Noah Thomas. He's the leading receiver. Again, huge job. Michael Stevens is one of the captains that'll go out for the coin toss today, as well as Shane Welshons. The other defense captain for Rose-Hulman will be number 11, and that's Riley Roberts, and you'll get to see him as we go through the defensive starters. And let's take a look at those guys once we get this one. We'll tell you what the coin toss is going to be. For Bluffton, they have one player out for that toss, and that's Kozakowski, and that's their defensive back, the senior from Cleveland and Benedictine High School, and he's the only leader that'll be out for Bluffton today. And you can see one of those Hall of Fame guys out. Tice Miller, defensive back, has played very well, and the secondary for Rose-Hulman has just been a real added bonus. They're athletic. Riley Roberts has led them with his blitzing off the side and what's going on. And again, you'll see him come up, not only plays defensive back, but also will blitz off the edge. Tyler Smith, the junior linebacker, has again had another good year. All these players for Rose-Hulman right now have played very well defensively. The defense has really led to scoring points for the offensive side. And as we prepare for these, Michael Stevens, a leading tackler for Rose-Hulman, a preseason All-American, and he is a stud in the middle. Plays very strong and very well. Bo Thomas, a junior defensive lineman, he's very active, one of the leaders in sacks for Rose-Hulman as we prepare for this one. The players have come over to the side one. We have Winston Amankwa, the senior defensive back, and he's been the shutdown corner at times. Kaiser Bowen, there's another guy who's had a lot of tackles for him, as well as Richard Brown. He's a junior defensive back. Devin Cobb, the junior defensive lineman. There's another guy who plays well in that three-man front. Pete Cross, the junior linebacker. You'll see him blitz every now and then as well from his middle linebacker position. Cameron Dorsey, sophomore defensive back. Again, these guys have played very well. And we're getting ready to kick this one off here for Rose-Hulman. And again, the specialist, Jonathan Oliger, is normally the kicker, but he doesn't do the kickoffs. It's Brett Tuttle, the senior from Jerseyville, Illinois. He usually pounds it. And deep for Bluffton in their kick returners are going to be number 21, Marcus Wood, and Stefan Kozakowski, the senior from Cleveland. Again, Wood from Greenville, Ohio. Bluffton University is located in the western part of Ohio, western part of Ohio, close to Fort Wayne. They're going to toss this one back. That's an interesting connotation. He doesn't go anywhere. They're going to wrap him up inside the 15-yard line, and that's where Bluffton will have it. 1st and 10 when we return for more on Indiana Sports Network. All right, we're ready for Bluffton to have the football. Wide receiver number 19, Zane Dine, will get a start as number 11, Lorenz Johnson. Number 8 is Ethan Behringer. Those will be the wide receivers, along with a tight end and Joseph Taveo, the freshman from Lima. Those are the wide receivers. Will get you the rest. The freshman starting at quarterback, they'll hand the ball inside, and he goes up over the 15 to the 16-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 7. Their running back is Kanan Stoner. That's number 32. He's a freshman from Bell Center and Ben Logan High School, and he was on the carry that time. Big lineman up front for him. Number 56 is Marcus Finley. 61 is Spencer Harger. The center is Nick Myers, number 70. Quion Nelson is number 64, and number 79 is Hunter Lacer. Motion across the formation. They're going to hand the ball inside. A good running game inside, and he'll pick up yardage over the 20. Bring up 3rd and 4.
If you have a freshman quarterback, I know he's gotten some reps, plenty of reps this season, but sometimes he established that round game to get things going, to get the quarterback a little more comfortable, especially when you're starting in some rough field position.
Malik Tucker got the actual start. He's on the field, and we were told Bluffton has changed a lot of their starters. Several of them are not here with us today, and we'll refer to that maybe a little bit later on. Speed option, they're going to pitch it to the short side. He's got a chance to pick up the first down. He does, and a big play down the left sideline. He'll put him up over the 37-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Bluffton.
Very nice start of the game for Bluffton. Good set of downs. They had a little option look. I personally think that the quarterback didn't have any aspirations of really running that ball. I think but you have a guy that's warm.
Well,
and just go ahead and pitch to him, let him get the big yards.
You play that one. That's actually a play that a lot of teams in the HCAC have run because of the 4-2-5 kind of front with Rose-Hulman multiple fronts. They try to do that when they picked it up. He's going to get sacked and pulled down. There's a sack for Rose-Hulman, and we're going to try to pick the number up for you. 95 on the sack for Rose-Hulman. A really nice play there, and that's Jonathan Anstep, the senior from East Aurora, New York, with that sack, and it'll bring up 2nd and 16.
And that's why I say he didn't want to run the ball. Early in the game, if you're not warm and you're a freshman, hey, sometimes you could be a little squeamish. And so I personally, he wants to pitch the ball. If I were him, you'd want him to pitch the ball as well. Let's get him acclimated to the game. A little bit later, we'll see him be more aggressive, I do believe.
Well, he can throw the football, too.
Absolutely.
We've seen him do that. He sits back, runs that pitch and quick slant. He's going to pick up 3 or 4 yards on the pass completion to number 8 for Bluffton as Ethan Behringer pulls that one in, the 6'3" player from Findlay and Cary High School. Again, 3rd down now and 13. Rose-Hulman secondary right on the numbers there, doing a great job. 26 on the tackle for Rose-Hulman the last time, which is Cameron Dorsey, the sophomore from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Press coverage with Dorsey over there on this near side as well.
Here comes the blitz. Pressure. Rose-Hulman with it. He delivers the football, and again, that's a tough one. That'll force 4th down, and we'll see the punting unit come on for the Beavers.
Yeah, just didn't have time to let that play develop, as I think it was Dine over there on the far side. Wasn't able to get out of his break before that pressure came. And the quarterback had delivered the ball a little early. Ryan just didn't have the time that he needed. Rose, good pressure.
Zane Dine is their leading receiver as far as the guy they target the most. And again, Blake Ryan, the quarterback, just had pressure on him all the time, or at least felt it that way. When you go down early in a sequence like we saw, it makes it a lot easier. For Rose-Hulman, they're going to bring people back, and Jalen Hobbs looks like he's deep for it. Bad snap, punt block. Rose-Hulman with the football inside. They're going to try to scoop and score. Nope, they don't. They couldn't pick it up. Rose-Hulman will have it 1st and 10 inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Fighting Engineers. Big play for Rose-Hulman. We're going to keep this one right here because I anticipate Rose-Hulman to come out very quickly. Again, for Rose-Hulman, if you saw the starting lineups, it'll be Thomas Gresscock, at wide receiver along with Hury. Don't forget, you'll end up with a pretty decent-sized tight end in Gresscock, and we'll see where he goes. And it looks like starting lineups in the ones we had anticipated as we get ready for this one. Rose-Hulman opens up, 3 receivers to the top. Gresscock is that H-back. Welchins in the backfield. They'll hand it to Welchins over the right side. He makes one-man miss. He's got the side, turns the corner inside the 5-yard line. It'll be second and goal from the 5.
Going back to that punt block, I think it was Pete Cross that got his mitts on the ball and didn't want to scoop and score, but just fell on it to give Rose-Hulman that possession and a great. I mean, you can't ask for better field position than what we have right here.
Well, Jake Bumgartner couldn't field the punt snap very well, and because of that, Rose-Hulman has the football inside. Here comes a quick wildcat formation as they'll put the ball down to the 2-yard line. Carrying the ball was Alex Gresscock as they moved Andrew Dion out to one of the wide receiver spots in that wildcat formation. They're doing it again. They actually just took him out of the ball game. I'm sorry. Gresscock again from the 2, touchdown, Rose-Hulman. Fighting Engineers score here early in the first quarter. 10:49 left to go on the clock. And Gresscock, it seems to be they put a different part of the offense
I was
in.
going to say, a little bit of a wrinkle for Rose-Hulman, give you something else to think about, whether you're, Bluffton here today or Mount St. Joe's later this season or, whoever. So a little bit of a wrinkle here for Rose.
And getting ready for that extra point.
And a flag.
Should be Oliger, but we're going to see. They're counting up. They probably have 12 guys in the field. They do. So too many men on the field for Bluffton. We'll see if they decide to take it or not. They'll move it half the distance. Ball be put at, we'll call it the 1. Officially, it'll be at the 1. They'll just kick the extra point one more time. Your holder is Brett Tuttle. He's a senior. He also does kicking duties on the kickoff, but he's a good holder. And Jonathan Oliger, your snapper, is Riley Lopane. Kick is up, and it's good. Rose-Hulman on the board. It's 7-0 Fighting Engineers when we return for more action on Indiana Sports Network.
So what do we do before we cross the street?
We look both ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger to keep you safe.
Daddy, who watches out for you?
Protect your family and loved ones with Micah Bonomo. You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
And Rose-Hulman on the board because of a Bluffton mistake, and that's one of the things a young team does that the older team usually exploits. But when you're looking at young and old, Rose-Hulman has a very young line. The difference is those guys have blocked very well. You've got 4 sophomores on the offensive line and a freshman. So you're going to see the running game for Rose-Hulman continue to get better the next 3 years.
And that experience that they're gaining now will pay off, especially when you figure the fact that they're going to have a different quarterback next season, and a different lead wide receiver. Guys that have been here for a decade, it feels like, will be no more. So.
Fair caught at the 25. That's where they'll take over. It'll be Bluffton football when we return on the Indiana Sports Network.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Blitz by Rose-Hulman. They're going to throw the ball out, and that's their main receiver. The guy they want to target is Zane Dine. Watched him a couple times. He's got some moves on it. Excuse me, it's not. It's the Deshaun Bonte. the sophomore, 6'5", from Canal, Winchester, Ohio. And again, there are some athletic guys on the side that they're throwing the football to, that weak side, as they move some of these players around. They moved the ball on Hanover last week. They just didn't score in the first half. Had a couple turnovers that took things away, and ball game gets out of the way. There's an offside, and there's that mistake that we're looking at right there. And player at the top of your screen jumping offside, number 13, I believe.
Yep.
And we'll see different players in this one. Andre Price Jr., the sophomore from Akron, Ohio.
The one thing I would say for Price Jr., if you move, don't put your hands on your head and give it away. Point at the defense. Point at them. You never know what you can get.
Well, I know. You try one of those and see what happens.
Yeah. Hey, don't incriminate yourself.
2 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. Markel Owens is one of. Excuse me. We've got a Tavio. There's a screen pass, a nicely set up and an opportunity, and he's going to gain about 7-8 yards. They'll give him 8 yards on that one. It'll be 3rd down and about 8. They'll make 3rd and 7.
You would look at that. Michael Stevens is frustrated. He end up running into the official, and he's frustrated. He's throwing his hands in the air like, man, come on.
Well, I'll tell you what, Stevens would be frustrated because he gets those sacks. He's one of the leading sack artists in the HCAC from his linebacker position, as Rose-Hulman tends to send one linebacker almost every play because it's a 3-3 front.
Good luck figuring out who it is.
Yeah, no kidding. This one, you can kind of tell what's going to happen. Multiple movement for Rose-Hulman. They're bringing a bunch.
Yes,
and they've got the screen again picked. Nope, almost tipped around, and they went for the screen one more time. A little bit too much. They'll lose a yard on that one. It'll bring up 4th and 7. And with that, out comes the punting unit for Bluffton. Punting unit last time had trouble with the snap. And again, for the punter, it's Jake Bumgartner. The long snapper is Bishop Roberson. At least that's what they're saying off of this one. It is Bishop Roberson, a senior from Defiance High School, is the long snapper. So we'll see if they have trouble in that punt again. Again, a punt block led directly to Rose-Hulman scoring about a minute and a half ago.
There you go.
Tough one again. He gets this one off. It's easy. Fair caught by Rose-Hulman. They'll take possession when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Rose-Hulman will take over possession on the 39-yard line, already with a 7-0 lead here. 9:12 left to go in the first period. Welshin's up the middle. He gets stuffed, gets only about a yard as a nice play that time for Bluffton. Number 16 is Keith Holmes Jr., defensive lineman, makes that play. And again, you'll see Rose-Hulman, multiple formations. They'll speed this thing up and keep not only the clock moving, but they'll keep the defense on their toes. Looking inside, quick throw to the inside, and Thomas with the catch. He'll pick up 7 on that one. It'll bring up 3rd and 2.
Thomas with a nifty spin, almost got out of the grasp of Bluffton as he was close to getting that first down. But the help came just in time to bring him down.
And for Noah Thomas, again, the leader in all times in receptions for Rose-Hulman, adds to his total. Welchin's up the middle. He'll have the first down across the 50-yard line.
And good ball security there. Welchin's 2 hands on the ball. You can see Bluffton swiping at it, grabbing at it, trying to pull that ball out. And so that was something that we'll have to watch today. Rose-Hulman over the season done a good job of not turning the ball over.
Coming into this ball game, Thomas with over 3,000 yards in receiving for his career.
Look out.
Probably should have kept that one if he was optioning, was Dion. He handed it off. They'll lose a yard, almost 2. It'll bring up 2nd and 11.
Brady Welker right there, a junior from Delphos, Ohio, was just Johnny on the spot, ready to smash anything, any play that was going to be decent for Rose-Hulman.
That wide receiver speed group is in. They're going to really spread them out. Hobbs checks in as the big tight end, Greskok, leaves the ball game. 3 receivers now to the bottom of your screen. Tice Salou,
You gonna
Thomas.
get safety help?
And they got a man open down the deep sideline. Two guys open. Thomas. He dropped the football. Wide open, dropped the football.
I think the defender got his hand in there right at the last, I think. But, when you have two receivers in the same area breaking free, they'll come back to that.
And they had people in the situation. They were burning down there.
Yep.
Yuri pulled the safety off of the two guys that were running down the sideline. Now on an empty set, Rose-Hulman back at it again. Here's the wide receiver guys going.
Can you go deep again?
He's looking at it.
Yep.
He's looking. He puts it up in the middle. He's got Thomas again, and he catches it down near the 20-yard line. They'll mark him at the 21. Coming into the ball game, Noah Thomas, before this one, had 227 receptions. Now he has two more. He's at 229. He had 3,231 yards and 32 touchdowns. His touchdowns is what he wants to really pull this one up. Andrew Dion at quarterback. He'll hand the ball off. Here's Welchins to the side. He makes the turn up the sideline. He'll pick up some yardage. Not a lot, but just enough to make sure that defense is held honest.
There was good pursuit coming. Keith Holmes thought he had a bead on Welchins, but couldn't quite find the right angle to hem him in before he gained 4 yards.
Again, Rose-Hulman hurry-up style offense, 2nd and 6. Dion alongside. Here's Welchins. Dion pulls it out. This is the pass. He's got a man in the corner.
Look out.
That's the tough one. Huge catch. That's a great catch by Hury.
Wow. How in the world
pulled that
did he come out of that?
Right out of the air because he caught it with his hands.
I'm just saying. More of a rhetorical question, but feel free to answer. Go ahead.
No, he catches it with his hand. When I say with his hands, like he didn't go in and try to surround that with his body. He just reached up and snatched it right out of the air. Great catch by Daniel Hury. Sets up 1st and goal from the 3.
That had pick written all over it.
Welchins inside. He'll take the run. Open area. Touchdown, Rose-Hulman. Fighting Engineers score 2 times here in the first period. It's 13-0.
That's a nice drive starting from Rose's right around 35-yard line. Just, you mix up what they've done all season long. You mix up the run. Actually, they've done this for multiple seasons now. You want to be balanced. Coach Sokol wants balance in his offense. It's not all pass. We look at some of these quarterback and wide receiver stats for Dion and Thomas. You would think they pass all the time.
Well, they don't all the time, but Dion's done a much better job on his deep stuff. Kick is up, and it's good. And Rose-Hulman leads 14-0. We'll return for more action from Terre Haute.
It could be anyone. The star student. The all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
14-0. Rose-Hulman jumps out with this one very quickly. Andrew Dion came in as one of the leading guys ever in Rose-Hulman history in almost every category. He has 8,568 passing yards coming into the ball game, 84 passing touchdowns. The only thing he doesn't really lead is the passing touchdowns, and he's going to get there this season. I think he's 6 shy. We'll make that still 6 shy.
You got 2 running touchdowns. Yeah, 2 running
That's what he
touchdowns.
needs. He needs 6 to really get ahead of there. Welchins is the other guy who's really starting to move up in this career mark.
Ooh.
Should have probably fair caught that when he's up over the 25, and he's got an open seam down the sideline. That's a really good tackle there, and that's by the kicker. So if you're talking about Brett Tuttle going, hey, I can hit somebody, and he did, took him right down.
Had to. Chatham's with the over-the-shoulder catch. Not exactly I think he kind of overran the ball, then he went back, made the catch, made a great return. Bluffton has good field position. Going back to, you're talking about Dion and Thomas, those stats, quarterback, running back, quarterback, wide receiver. A couple things you had to remember. Last year, a pandemic year, shortened season. And then also last year and also this year, a lot of short fields.
Yeah.
That takes away, from a selfish standpoint.
Yeah.
Takes away from your stats.
Really happens that way. That's a really nice catch there by number 19 for Bluffton as he pulls that one down and comes down with, that's Blake, is it
Dine.
19? Yeah, I missed that one right there. And that's 19.
Dine.
That's Zane Dine. Yeah. And that's the sophomore from Marion, Ohio. And I kind of picked him out as probably their leading receiver. Does a nice job. And he snagged that one. It's 2nd and 4.
I love the way that ball came out crisply and fast. The timing was good. It wasn't perfect, but it was good. Led Dine right in there. So I like the way that ball came out. Nice stack on the nearest. Oh, movement everywhere. Again. Movement everywhere. They had a very nice formation at the bottom of the screen, a little triple stack. And I was interested to see what they do out of that. Ball probably would have went to the other side of the field, but still, I was interested to see what they were going to do. And now it's a false start. So as we look at this one again, another offsides or another illegal procedure for Bluffton as they jumped that gun, and that's the tough one. You don't really want to go on 2 all the time. You want to go on 1 enough, and then if you see him jumping, you want to pick that 2. That's fine, but early in this one, trying to hold him back has cost Bluffton at least 10 yards on this. And quick out, picked off, and Tice picks that one. You're looking at it, Tice Miller, the 6-foot junior from Bargersville, Indiana, with the interception. Rose-Hulman with the football when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned...
Rose-Hulman with the football at the 50-yard line. They'll pull it back out. They've got the speed guys in. Tice Salute inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line. 1st and 10, Rose-Hulman.
You could see that coming a mile away. Tice Salute was the first guy on the line of scrimmage. He was crouched in his stance before anybody else was ready. You know that ball was going to him. Single coverage, no safety. You do that every time.
Motion across. They've got a trips at the top of the screen. Andrew Dion looks to Welshins. Welshins over the right side. He'll go down inside the 5, down to the 4. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 4.
And you think about, oh, man, how come the coach doesn't let him throw the ball in the end zone, get some of these pass TDs? Well, to be honest, that ball was underthrown. Tice Salute had to fight for that. So if it was a better throw, he would have had that pass touchdown. Yeah, of course, the game is not all about stats. I'm being kind of facetious here.
No, you're just trying to score and put things up and see if you can maintain possession of first place in the conference. Welchins back and forth. He's all set now. Here it comes, inside run game. It's Welchins to the right side, down to the 4-yard line. He gains nothing, and it'll be 3rd down.
Great job there by Devon Wooden, a sophomore DB for Bluffton, chopping Welsh's down there. Just took his legs out. You take the guy's legs out, I mean, he's not going to get any yards on his hands, so the play's going to be over quickly. Good job.
Another power running formation. Dion, 1-on-1, throws it to Tice Salute.
Too tall.
He catches it.
Too tall. Oh,
did he drop it? Fell out. Incomplete.
And I was just saying, let's go to your size. He had good opportunity there with the size mismatch, as you had Marcus Wood defending him at 5'9". And it's hard for 5'9" to check 6'2". So you just give it an opportunity, but not able to get that one as a completed pass. We've got to attempt a field goal.
And Rose-Hulman with the field goal unit out. Tuttle with the hold. Oliger with the kick. And it's good. And Rose-Hulman puts another 3 points on the board. It's 17-0. 3:29 left to go when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
And Rose-Hulman on the board again. 17-0 is our score. 3:29 left to go here in the first quarter. We're looking at a lot of different things as we see this Rose-Hulman team. They scored 48 points in a quarter this year, which is 1 point off the national record for the NCAA Division III. Somebody scored 49 in a quarter. Rose-Hulman had 48, and they left points on the field that quarter. They were just dominant in a ball game against Defiance. For Bluffton, they need to move the football and do it well. They've moved it. They picked up a couple first downs, so that's not the issue. And their kickoff return has been stellar. Just tripped him on the side. They have a block in the back as well. And we'll see what that one is. The flag's on the ground. Again?
Yeah, Price Jr. with that return. They had a great blocking set up. We'll see what this flag is, though.
And it looks like it'll be a block in the back. It is. They say a hold either direction. It'll be a 10-yard penalty from that spot, and that's where Bluffton will take over. And so the Beavers are going to come out here 17. They trail 17-0. They picked up yardage.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that. Last week they did the same thing against Hanover. They picked up yardage. It's not like they don't move the football. They just don't finish drives right now, and they're tough because they've got a lot of freshmen playing. And they've got a lot of, when you have those young guys playing, freshmen and sophomore on your offense, and one or two seniors playing for the whole team, it makes a big difference.
Field position not what you want, but if it's 34-yard line, you'll take that most times.
Motion across. They'll look at the counter.
I like it.
Deep. Good pass.
Very nice.
Good completion down to the sideline. And that was a really nice throw for Bluffton. And again, Blake Ryan with that nice pass over to the side. And first down for the Bluffton Beavers as they cross the 50-yard line.
Was that Downer with the reception there? I'm looking at, was that 80?
80 is what it looks like.
Yeah, Downer.
Todrick Downer, the freshman from Mumford, Ohio, and nice catch. That's a good back shoulder fade as he found him open down the sideline. Don't think they won't do it again. They'll throw the quick slant. That's not necessarily what they want to do there.
Yeah, and I like that it was overthrown, well overthrown, 10 feet over the guy's head. Because that could have been a pick if it would have been on target. So
really nice job of the drop by Rose-Hulman's linebacker. Got right in that passing lane, but at the same time, you got to complete the ball if you're Bluffton in some way, shape, or form and move the chains and keep this thing going as far as running the clock.
We'll see what kind of pressure we get for Rose-Hulman on this set of downs, whether it be second down or third down. Doesn't look like it's coming right here, but we'll see.
Well, Bluffton started to throw the football, and that usually means Rose-Hulman's bringing him.
Go.
Here they are.
And
they got him in the back way early. And
there's got to be a flag on that, doesn't there?
No. Because
I thought Rose was way early. I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, here's why. Because most of the line didn't move, but the ball did.
I still thought he was early. But I agree with you. But I thought he was a tick early.
Well, if the football's being snapped and the rest of the line doesn't move, and that's exactly what they're ruling that happened, that lost a lot of yardage, 5 yard on the loss, so it's 3rd and 15.
And puts yourself in a tough situation. 3rd and 10 is bad enough, but 3rd and 15? Not insurmountable, obviously.
No, and they're going to have good field position if they punt the ball here. Here comes 3-2, and a timeout by Bluffton, and we'll take one as well. Score 17-0. Rose-Hulman with the lead when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
We're the Browns, and this is our account. Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids, so when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
Union Health offers the convenience you need and the care you trust at 2 convenient care locations in Terre Haute, downtown at 221 South 6th Street, and on the east side at Sycamore Terrace Plaza off of State Road 46. Downtown location open Monday through Friday 8 to 8, Saturday 9 to 3, Sunday 1 to 5. East side open Monday through Friday 8 to 8, and Saturday 9 to 6. And you never need an appointment. Have a minor illness or injury that just can't wait? Choose convenient care from Union Health.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Bluffton with the football, 3rd and 15. Big play on this one. And inside, almost to him, and another tip drill. Almost got that one picked off. It actually hit Andre Price. He wasn't able to pull it down or bring up 4th and 15.
And that's a tough situation because the quarterback got, I don't want to say hit as in, hit to be taken down, but someone got a hand on him. If you get a hand on the quarterback, he threw off his timing, he threw off his rhythm. You're giving him something to think about. He's thinking about the pressure. On a 3-man rush, that's something that, you don't want that to happen. You don't want your quarterback getting a glove on him.
No, and
before he throws the ball
but
in that
the thing that was really good about it is he made the good slide as a quarterback. He slid right up in the pocket like he's supposed to and delivered a ball. He just wasn't able to do anything. He was glad it fell for them nowhere. Punts off. That's a beautiful punt. Down inside the 5, in the goal line, and through. Rose-Hulman will take possession at the 20 when we return on for more on Indiana Sports Network.
At York Automotive, we're not number one, you are. With 5 locations, 8 brands, and over 700 vehicles in stock, we have the right vehicle for you. Lots of vehicles, lots of savings. Markdowns online and on the lot. Plus, we will buy your car even if you don't buy ours. Shop online at yorkautomotive.com. Stop by today and we'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one, you are. You're number one at York.
Outside run for Rose-Hulman, and running the football, number 6 into the ball game. That's Grant Ruperta, the sophomore running back from Sherman, Illinois. And I'll tell you what, the running game is in good shape for the next couple years. You've got good linemen up front that are going to be coming back, and Ruperta in the backfield. They'll be fine. 3 receivers. They'll throw the quick hitch, and they tried to run a type of screen off the edge, and no one blocked. That's one thing that Rose-Hulman has not done as much of this year, and the reason why is because I don't know if there's good enough blocking from what they have been. That was their bread and butter 4 years ago. That's all they did.
Kosakowski read that all the way, and that should be the last play of the quarter, going to quarter. Oh, actually, I thought that was 0.
No, we got her going here. Inside run. They got the seam up the middle, and he threw the out, got it picked. Out of bounds. They're saying he's out of bounds. And it looked like he probably got picked. He had the crossers. He had the rub down the middle. When I say this, down the middle, he had an opportunity to throw the football. Lucky he didn't get that one pick, as Dion really forced that one towards the first down yardage. Doesn't get it. It'll bring up 4th and 9. And the punt team is on for Rose-Hulman. There's nobody covering the wide guy, and here comes everybody else. There's not enough people for Bluffton.
Hurry up and punt it.
And they waited on him. Over his head. And he punted it, and it goes out of bounds at maybe inside the 20 at about the 15-yard line. It'll be Bluffton football when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
So what do we do before we cross the street?
We look for ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger to keep you safe.
Daddy, who watches out for you?
Protect your family and loved ones with Micah Bonomo. You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
And Bluffton with the football. Great opportunity for the Beavers to get points on the board. Almost had him as the snap went over the punter's head. He tips it. Potential throw. In the end zone. Touchdown, Bluffton.
That is a bullet, Herb.
Woo! He stuck that one right in there.
Yes, he did.
And Ethan Behringer from Findlay and Cary High School scores on that one. Bluffton is on the board.
Hello.
The one thing Bluffton didn't do last week against Hanover was score. And especially in that first half, and then you get your dauber down, and then things don't go your way. And that's basically what was going on. Bad snap. And it's tipped, still loose football. Nobody scores. 17-6 is our score. Rose-Hulman with the lead, and the kickoff coming when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
So special teams has been big in this ball game.
Yes.
Both bad snaps by punt snappers led to touchdowns for both of these teams, as Bluffton had one blocked because of a bad snap. Rose-Hulman didn't have it blocked, but a nice fired pass by Blake Ryan. The freshman finds an open receiver and sticks it in the end zone. Ethan Behringer scores for the Bluffton Beavers, and it's 17-6 as, again, that extra point was missed. Kicking off for Bluffton, Jake Bumgartner. He'll pound this one down inside the 10, and it'll be picked up down there by, looks like Hury, and he's got a chance to go up over, and they're going to call a penalty, and it'll be half the distance. Rose-Hulman will gain possession of the football inside the 10-yard line when we return for more action on Indiana Sports Network.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
So Rose-Hulman takes possession of the football inside the 10-yard line. They'll have it at the 9. And that's poor field position for the Fighting Engineers. As we talked earlier, normally the defense is given opportunity for the offense to have good field position, but when you kick one off and have trouble, that's what takes place. Nice throw out there to Tice Salou. Breaks the tackle. Ball's loose
out.
And out of bounds. Just about had another turnover right there. We'll see where it goes. It's fumbled, and where it was, it's advanced. You can't advance a fumble to pick up a first down in college football. They'll move the football back to where it was fumbled. It'll be 2nd and 2.
If it was not enough to pick up the first down, would they advance the ball?
No, but at the same time, you can't advance it by just fumbling it forward. You can in high school. Play action,
batted down, nice.
Knocked down.
Very nice. As the defensive lineman once again, it looked like that was Dana Shoulders, I do believe, that batted that down. And it's going to bring up a big third down and short for the Engineers. You would think they would try to run this, bringing in the power package now.
3rd and 2. Here comes the big guys. And when we say big, we've got a big tight end, big opportunities for things going on. You got Grescock running the H-back position and trips formation to the top, but it's a formation that trips with a tight end and an H-back. They'll fake this one. Here goes Dion. He goes nowhere. And Bluffton is going to feel real good about this one because they stuffed Rose-Hulman for a 3-yard loss. That'll bring up 4th and 5.
Last play of the quarter.
And that is the last play of the quarter, 4th and 5. Rose-Hulman will have to punt, and we'll return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
We're the Browns, and this is our account. Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids, so when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
At Union Health, we understand that early detection of breast cancer saves lives. That's why the Clara Fairbanks Center for Women offers the most advanced breast cancer detection available, tomosynthesis 3D breast imaging. This state-of-the-art technology pinpoints breast cancer at its earliest stages when it's most curable. For you, that means earlier detection. For us, that means being able to give you peace of mind in your health care. To schedule your mammogram, call 812-238-7766. Union Health. Healthier together.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Andrew Toller back to punt. He barely caught the last one and got it off for just a 10-yard punt. But in this one, again, ball to 15. He'll punt right from the goal line. He pounds it down the field. It's going to roll a little bit and out of bounds at the 48-yard line. And that's where we'll return for more action on the Indiana Sports Network.
At York Automotive, we're not number one, you are. With 5 locations, 8 brands, and over 700 vehicles in stock, we have the right vehicle for you. Lots of vehicles, lots of savings. Markdowns online and on the lot. Plus, we will buy your car even if you don't buy ours. Shop online at yorkautomotive.com. Stop by today and we'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Quick hitch. Picking up yardage, and that's Bluffton moving the football. They're going to have a 2nd and 2 left on that one. And a really nice throw by Blake Ryan and a catch by Zane Dine. And Dine has been a pretty solid receiver for them. They match him up one-on-one and try to individually beat you on the backside, and they do a pretty good job of it.
I'll be interested to see Rose-Hulman's response here. They started out the game like gangbusters, had a little bit of a few miscues. Bluffton scored. Now Bluffton has a chance to make this a one-possession game. We'll see how Rose responds now with a little bit of adversity.
Quick slant. That's also another package the entire time, and that's really good coverage by Rose-Hulman. One of the things that we noticed the last couple years is the lack of really good athletes in the secondary as compared to some of the receivers. That's not the case this year.
No, it really isn't, and that was, like you mentioned, that's good coverage, and it had to be. I think it was Cam Dorsey that was over there locked up in man coverage, had to make that play because that would have been a big gainer.
3rd and 2. Good ball game right now as we saw Rose-Hulman make a mistake and Bluffton capitalize it, and they made a couple of them here early in the second quarter. Speed option. They had it the last time. They got it again. And, you know, Hanover did the same thing, and Rose-Hulman was there and made tackle after tackle on that. Today, they're not there.
No, they're not. And once again, I still don't think we're at the point in this game where Ryan really wants to run the ball. But I do think later in this game, especially if it stays close, we will see him try to break one off.
Well, they've run it twice now on 3rd down, where it's been 3rd and short, and they've run the speed option to the short side of the field. And that's a solid play against the coverages that Rose-Hulman is running. 1st and 10. Ball at the 37-yard line. Zane up, tipped, and there's another pick. This one could go. Nice block on the edge. They've got people in front. Nice block again. He's got a chance to take it all the way. Down inside the 5. Touchdown, Rose-Hulman.
And the crowd and the squad is going wild. You see Jeff Sokol over there pumped up.
Chaikau with the pick and score off of the tip drill, and Rose-Hulman puts another point, more points on the board. Again, this time it's been special teams and now the defense. And he's going over to the sideline to get his reward, as they have a reward opportunity for him. Chaikau. And he doesn't, they didn't have I don't know what they put on him. He didn't have one that time. Again, Jonathan Oliger in to attempt the extra point for the Fighting Engineers. It's 23-6. With that kick, it's up. Looks good. It is. It's 24-6. Rose-Hulman with the lead when we return for more action here on Indiana Sports Network.
Screen printing, business documents, announcements, screen printing of hats, shirts, sports teams, and uniforms. Promotional items of all kinds, including koozies and coffee mugs. You name it, A+ can print it. A+ Printing in Brazil.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
We want to thank our sponsors for this afternoon's ball game: A+ Printing, Farm Bureau with Micah Bonomo, the Goshen H&R Block, Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Riddell National Bank, Shaw Chiropractic, Sonic Drive-In, and York Automotive. Transportation for Indiana Sports Network is provided by York Automotive with locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield. And give those guys at York Automotive a call, and they'll set you up quite well. I've got one of my former players that sells for them. Yeah. Does a really nice job in Jason Lear. And shout out to him today. As we watch this one, Rose-Hulman will tee it up and get ready to kick this one. It's Brett Tuttle, the senior, that'll do the honors for the Fighting Engineers. And for Bluffton, again, that opportunity for them to return this kick, as they've done a really nice job on kick returns. Marcus Wood, it appears, they've got number 7. It's Stefan Kazakowski. And they kicked it to one of the up-backs, and they're going to have a flag on this one. That'll march it back probably another 10 yards as well, and that's where Bluffton will take over. We'll come right back for more action here on Indiana Sports Network.
Shaw Chiropractic is a big part of Clay County and Northview sports. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael are the specialists you need to help you feel better. If you're an athlete, a farmer, work in a factory, or just work in your backyard, you need the benefits of chiropractic care. Shaw Chiropractic is located in the Kroger Strip Mall in Brazil. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael Shaw, your friends for chiropractic care.
You are watching H-Ball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
At H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they make sure your return gets done right. It's not just numbers, boxes, and forms. It's personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. With an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
This is Sue Goshen from your locally owned H&R Block in Brazil. Walk in, make an appointment, or drop.
Inside run for Bluffton. They'll pick up about 4 yards, and I kind of like what Bluffton's done here. It's not all pass. It's not all run. They've handed the ball off there and tried to pick up yardage and see if they can run a little clock. Kanan Stonert appears to be the ball carrier as he ran that one up in there, a freshman from Ben Logan High School.
The one thing that concerns me about their offense, they're running a lot of stacked formation with the wide receivers. They'll be near, far, sometimes both. And that tends to bring defenders in the area in large numbers. And if you don't put the ball right on your guy, if he doesn't clutch it cleanly, you're going to have these tips. We've already seen 3 tipped balls already, 1 interception. That's going to be dangerous as we go along.
Counter play, and they run it to perfection up the middle, picking up good yardage on the inside. Again, Stoner, the freshman, picking up that, and he's
a big boy.
Hard. He's tough.
6'1", 212, Stoner goes. It's a big one right there as a freshman. And he continues to get in the weight program, their strength and conditioning program. Be interested to see where he is with continued health as a upperclassman. If he's already at 212 now. Ooh.
Well, they only have 2 upperclassmen on that offensive line, so again, they're young as well on the inside. Stoner, nope, they'll pull it outside.
I like
That's
that.
a really nice pull. Good
Sure
one. He's
is.
got to pick up yardage. He needs to go forward. He picks up the first down, and again, a young wide receiver, and picks up the first down for Bluffton in number 80. And again, just a nice offensive scheme there as they're moving the football consistently. Todrick Downer is the wide out that caught that one for the first down, and Bluffton is moving the football again.
What do you know about, do you know anything about Granville High School, where Blake Ryan went to high school? Do you know anything about them? I hate to put you on the spot like that.
That one I don't know enough. Stoner, again, he breaks one tackle, but he's not going to break the other 2 that are coming. He's going to lose 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 15.
The reason why I asked, when you look at Ryan, and I know he's had reps during his freshman season, but the way he composes himself in that pocket, the way he throws the ball, the way he knows how to pull at the appropriate times. Would love to know what kind of offensive system they ran in high school, if it's similar to what he's running now.
Well, as my son would have told me when he was coaching over in the state of Ohio as a college coach, that the coaching that you find in Ohio, because that is the football school in the Midwest, is
Good
second
pull,
to
yeah.
none. He's got him down the middle. He takes it. He just threw that one up.
Yeah.
Just threw it up, got it picked. Another interception. Rose-Hulman with the football at the 25-yard line when we return for more action on Indiana Sports Network.
At H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they make sure your return gets done right. It's not just numbers, boxes, and forms. It's personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. With an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
This is Sue Goshen from your locally owned H&R Block in Brazil. Walk in, make an appointment, or drop off your documents, and we'll tackle your taxes while you're away.
Rose-Hulman with the football. They're going to run the reverse, and here comes the Fighting Engineers up the sideline. And a huge run. That's a really good start out for Rose-Hulman as Daniel Urey picks it up on that one.
Dude
the sophomore
is
from Case,
fast.
Texas. He's got burner speed.
Oh, mercy.
The interception that we saw on the play before was Joseph Frazier, the freshman defensive back from Detroit, Michigan, and he has some wheels as well. Inside, no, they'll throw the quick screen. Outside, there's Urey again, makes another guy miss. He's got a first down.
So many times you'll see a guy make a play, then have to go to the sideline. Here he's like, keep me in. Keep throwing me the ball. I'm okay. I'm all right.
Very quick. Stefan Kazakowski went down on that one. He held his knee, got back up. That's a tough guy. Inside is Welchins. Nice cut on the inside. He has a chance to break it. Just couldn't come out. And the tackle by number 8, the defensive back, sophomore Davin Wooden, makes that play for Bluffton.
You see the Bluffton defense starting to tire. It's the second quarter. We're getting to the mid part of the second quarter. They've been on the field a lot. Rose tempo is high.
Here comes Urey again.
Oh,
and he forgot something. It's called the football. He lost it out of his hands. Turnover, gives it over to Bluffton. Picking that one up, number 8 for the Beavers in the right place. And again, that's Davin Wooden, defensive back from for Bluffton. So Bluffton will have the football, and when they get ready to go here, we want to thank our sponsors for this afternoon's ball game: A+ Printing, Farm Bureau, and Micah Bonomo. Goshen, H&R Block, the Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Riddell National Bank, Shaw Chiropractic, Sonic Drive-In, and York Automotive. York is the transportation specialist we use here at Indiana Sports Network, with 5 locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield. The Beavers have the football, 1st and 10 from the 24 after that turnover. Again, this has not been mistake-free football.
No.
It's a little damp, but it's definitely not wet today.
Pressure.
Blitz, they got him deep in the backfield again, as you can't tell who's coming, and if it's not a down block, you're in trouble. They lose 4 on that one. They'll say 3. It'll be 2nd and 13.
Stoner had no chance. And going back to that last possession for Bluffton, right when I was saying good things about Ryan, he threw that interception, and would have liked to see him run that ball. He was close to the line of scrimmage. Just get what you can there, and that was but both ways we're seeing, turnovers. This first quarter, we've seen, I believe, 3 turnovers and a blocked punt, and then also a bad snap for Rose punting. So both teams, quite a bit to clean up, to be honest with you.
Inside, it's Stoner off the counter.
Nowhere
He'll make
go.
the play off the side.
Okay.
He's hard, strong run. He'll pick up 4 yards and to make it 5. It'll be 3rd and 9.
Yeah, he runs violently, and that's what you want. That's an adjective that you want said about your running back. Violent running, and that boy, he's not afraid to stick his noggin in there and drive someone forward. So 3rd down and long once again here. We said this several times for Bluffton. 3rd and long, Ryan's going to have to be careful with this ball.
And with that opportunity, 4 wideouts. Stoner in the backfield along with Ryan. They'll set him in a side saddle. Looking inside. Nice throw at the edge. He just didn't get enough on it. He was
Yep.
just about a yard short on the throw, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Trying to look for Trayvon Cummings, the sophomore wide receiver from Leesburg, Florida. Looking for him here on the near side. Just couldn't quite get enough on it. It would have had enough for the first down by a yard or two. That would have been a big pickup on third and long.
Again, both of these teams have had struggles with their punt team, and the struggles could incur again. Perfect opportunity for Rose-Hulman, and they're bringing people. They've got a bunch going.
Well, now they got to bring somebody off the sideline too, though. Late.
They've got a bunch at it, and he doesn't get to him. He's going to fall, but I think he did it on his own. Here comes Hury.
He better get in the play.
And he's in there over the sideline. He'll pick up a 20-yard return. Rose-Hulman with the football inside the 35 when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
Oh, heaven.
So you think chicken is heaven?
Oh my gosh, it's yes. I love that the bunch toasted and the chicken's cooked to the crisp. It is perfect. Chicken slinger.
Heaven in my mouth.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
24-6 is our score. Rose-Hulman with the football and the lead in the second quarter. 7:44 left to go. Welchins over the right side. He'll pick up a couple yards. That's a pretty good defensive play by Bluffton as they were able to sit and wait on him to bounce outside and make the play.
And they were there. When he got there, they were there and ready for him. And like you mentioned again, chopped his legs out. And we'll see what Rose does on this second down and 9.
Welchins, the running back. Dion, they get the quick throw to the outside to Ty Salou, and he's off the edge, and that should be a flag. We're going to see one come in. Nope. They're going to say he knocked him right out of bounds at the line. Nice short gain. They're going to say it went out of bounds, and he's got 5 yards to go. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Interesting here. Are you looking at this down and distance? You would think this would be 4-down territory if need be, so Rose could run the ball here if they wanted to with Welchins.
4 men front for the Beavers. Cover 4, it looks like over the top. They got crossing route, got a man open, and he's got Thomas for the first down. That's a nice play.
Yeah, it is, but they just threw him into the ground, unfortunately. Thomas had a little bit of room. He had it looked like he had Coulter on his backside trying to catch up to him. So if that throw would have kept him on his feet, maybe he could have got a few more yards.
Nice play inside Welchins. Nope, they throw it outside. That's a huge catch by Noah Thomas. Breaks the tackle inside the 20 down to the 17-yard line.
That's what your grad student lead wide receiver can do. And that ball was sailing for the teammates there on the sideline, and Thomas just got up on his trampoline and went and snagged it.
Quick release by Dion, just didn't have his form down where his accuracy was way off. Trips to the right. They're going to give it up to Welchins, and he's going to go nowhere. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Great job there. Good pursuit once again. And Keith Holmes Jr. in there on the play amongst a couple of other. Stacy Littlejohn, I believe, was in there. So good job by Bluffton. I'm telling you, they're making Rose earn what they get.
24-6 is our score in the second quarter. 5:45 left to go here in the first half. Dion, Welchins alongside. They'll hand the ball inside. Welchins gets pounded. That's a really nice job by the Bluffton front as they move the pile backwards.
Sure did.
And it'll bring up 4th down now and make it about 6.
And we're going to bring on the field goal unit. Okay.
And it's okay. As long as you're putting points on the board and you continue to move, that's a good thing for Rose-Hulman.
If they wouldn't have gotten moved backwards, they would have lost a couple of yards. He might have gone for this on 4th down. But 4th and 5, I like this call going for the field goal.
The kicker is Jonathan Oliger from Mount Zion, Illinois. The holder, Tuttle. He'll kick this one up. He's got distance. It hits the upright. It bounces off. It'll be Bluffton football as he misses the field goal. We'll return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
So what do we do before we cross the street?
We look for ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger. To keep you safe.
Daddy, who watches out for you?
Protect your family and loved ones with Micah Bonomo. You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Bluffton with the football. They'll hand it off inside, but
they were going to.
Movement. So with that illegal procedure penalty, it'll back the Beavers up another 5 yards. They'll have the ball at the 15-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15.
3 false starts by Bluffton today in this first half.
And those are the ones you really don't want to have because they're just there's not really an excuse for those at this point in the season, at this point in what's going on. But for Bluffton, that's 15 yards. And they've had them on 1st and 2nd down, which has really put them behind the chains and stopped drives. Inside run. They'll give it again. And that's a pretty solid run. He'll pick up 5 yards. Give him 6 on it as he makes that run. And it's Malik Tucker, the junior from Fostoria. So Tucker with a 6-yard gain. He'll bring up 2nd and 9. Good opportunity for Rose-Hulman. It's an overcast day. It's dry. It was raining a little bit in the overnight period, but this morning we haven't had any real precipitation yet. And with that, it's perfect conditions to play football, about 55, 60 degrees at the most, and it'll be a nice day to do that. Inside, the quarterback keeps it. He's got a nice throw on the edge, should have a first down, and Bluffton does. And with that one, the Beavers pick up another first down.
A couple of engineers almost jumped on that play, and so I don't know if Ryan went to a little bit of a hard count.
Zane Dine with the reception. Again, the leading receiver for Bluffton coming into this one. He's got good hands. He's got good size at 6'4", and they put him on the short side of the field, and he's able to get his hands on the football one more time. Showing blitz. They'll hand the football off. That's going nowhere. It'll be 2nd and 10.
It's like the whole offensive and defensive line slid far side, and they just landed all together, it looked like.
Well, they had the counterplay coming back, and he knew it got blown up right away. Yeah. So vision by the running back in this case was pretty solid as Tucker saw there's no way I'm cutting that one back, and he just ran it towards the direction he was going in to start the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't want to lose any yards here on this part of the downs.
Bluffton with the football, 2nd and 10, ball inside the 31. Looking for this one, they'll set back up. Deep throw, and just couldn't get there. That's a pretty solid defensive play by Rose-Hulman, and they're going to say that he interfered with him. Yeah, it's going to be a holding call. I didn't see the laundry down until that one happened. But there's going to be a penalty on Rose-Hulman. It'll be a 15-yarder as they're going to give this one a pretty simple call. They're going to say holding. It'll be 10.
The reason why you didn't see it is because they just placed the flag as opposed to launching it like the so several of the ones that we've seen on blocking the backs. There've been 20-yard launches by the official. Very nice, parabola on his path. This time he was able to just place it down.
So. You're seeing some pretty gutsy play by Bluffton at the present time. Down 24-6, they continue to move the football. And that's really been the thing they've done. Here comes that again. They're trying to run it again. They've got the nice swing pass out to the side. And first down yardage again, it appears. We'll see if they're going to give it to him at all.
K.O. Lee with the reception there is he was able to get into the action there. Junior wide receiver from Spencerville.
First down for Bluffton. Again, moving the football, consistently doing it. 2:30 left to go here in the first half. And for Bluffton, they don't want to give the ball over to Rose-Hulman. They want to try to put another touchdown on the board and see if they can close this game to a 2-score game.
Had an opportunity earlier in the quarter, but got intercepted. So got ball security is a must here.
Quick out on that one. That's a really solid defensive play out there.
Lee once again, but he had no chance as trying to see who that was. for Rose-Hulman. I think that might be Dorsey.
Winston Amankwa.
Okay.
So Amankwa with that tackle. It's hard to see the numbers on the jerseys they have here because it is an overcast day and the white's not showing up very well. So they kind of blend in from the distance we are. Winston Amankwa is, again, a solid defensive player. And you really can't tell who's playing in those slot positions until the ball is actually snapped because of the way Rose-Hulman blitzes everybody. Here they come again. Inside run. They run the inside zone. That's a strong, powerful run, but he's only going to gain a yard.
Well, I'm looking at the scoreboard now on that second down. They get a timeout by Rose-Hulman. They want to try to get this ball back with 1:24 left.
And we'll take a break. Rose-Hulman with the timeout, leading 24-6.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Hey, we want to thank our camera operators for today's game. They're Kanan Harper, Noah Gastineau, and Braxton Sampson, who's come on board. We want to thank those guys for their work effort this afternoon. We're produced and directed by Tony Harper. And again, this is a production of Indiana Sports Network. Bluffton with the football. 3rd down and 8. Sack, and Lucky didn't lose the football there. Whoa! Lucky didn't lose the ball there. That was a really nice play up front. And again, we'll try to get the number for you right now. Looks like 99 is what I'm seeing right there. And for Rose-Hulman, again, Bo Thomas, the 6-foot junior from Elmhurst, with the sack. It's 4th down and 16. Timeout called by Rose-Hulman. We'll take one as well.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
24-6 is our score. Bluffton will now be forced to punt. It's 4th and 16.
Has some bad snaps, so we got to be careful here.
This is an opportunity for Rose-Hulman. Jalen Hobbs is the deep man, and he is a burner if he can get his hands on it and elude one guy. They went for the block, didn't get it. Hobbs with a fair catch. He picks it up at the 26, and that's where Rose-Hulman will gain possession of the football. We want to thank our sponsors for today's game, A-Plus Printing, Farm Bureau with Micah Bonomo as the agent, the Goshen H&R Block, Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Riddell National Bank, Shaw Chiropractic, Sonic Drive-In, and York Automotive. Transportation for Indiana Sports Network is provided by York Automotive with locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield. Rose-Hulman with the football, trips formation. 2-minute style. They run the quick draw. They've got it to Welchins. He's going to pick up about 4, and they're going to try to get this thing moving very quickly. It's a good first down play call because you've had usually have 2 plays called when you go in on this one. First one was the draw. Second one, he's down. He's got the crossing route. Hobbs is going to pick the ball up on the side. Breaks one tackle, and he could go down the sideline. He's out of bounds. Rose-Hulman with the football on a first down.
Had an opportunity to bring him down inbounds. Bluffton couldn't quite do so. That would have been big for Bluffton to force Rose to use their last time out there.
Rose-Hulman with the football to 40. They're going to run it inside. Here comes Welchins over to the left side or right side. He's going to pick up 9 yards. Clock's running, 40 seconds left to go. They're still within that, and they took the timeout.
Yep.
So Rose-Hulman takes their final timeout and will return for more action. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
At Lynn's Pharmacy, we're more than just your pharmacist. We're your neighbors.
Our kids go to the same schools.
We eat at the same restaurants.
We sit next to you in church.
When I listen to a symptom,
When I fill a prescription,
when I offer advice, I'm not just helping a customer. I'm helping my neighbor and a friend. My name is Lynn Hofstetter, and I'm the proud owner of Lynn's Pharmacy, a modern pharmacy with old-fashioned values and personal service dedicated to keeping you, your family, and our community healthy since 1872.
Here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
So Rose-Hulman with a 24-6 lead. They sure would like to tack on one more score. 39 seconds left to go here in this. Is second and short, which means they're going to chuck it. And they're going to throw this one fairly deep to get it, to try to take that opportunity. They know that they need 1 yard for the first down, but they have 3 plays to get it. And at second and short, they're going to try to put this one up. So here we go. Rose-Hulman with the football. Thomas is in one of the slot. You've got Hobbs, Hury, and Thomas on the bottom side here. Looking deep. They've got Hobbs, and it's picked off. There's a nice pick.
Oh, wow.
Bluffton with the pick, and they'll gain the ball on the turnover.
Tyler Davis.
Nice play. He undercut that one and probably should have thrown that shorter route and try to do that one. So an actual pick, Bluffton with another turnover that they picked up from Rose-Hulman. 24-6 is our score, and it has not been mistake-proof. Rose-Hulman with a very poor punt snap, which led to a bad punt, which leads to a Bluffton score, and now this turnover takes an opportunity off the board for Bluffton to score late here in the second quarter. And with this one, they're going to come up in victory formation and down this football and go in at halftime with a 24-6 deficit for Bluffton. Rose-Hulman with the lead, 24-6, and we'll return for your halftime show here at Rose-Hulman. You're watching Indiana Sports Network.
4 years ago, I drove my daughter to Riddell National Bank, where she opened her savings account. Today, she's still saving money. My relationship with Riddell is better than ever, too. No other bank focuses on relationships as much as they do. I can count on them for small business loans when I need them. Riddell National Bank helps small business owners and their families grow, both financially and personally. Riddell National Bank, making friends since 1885.
Wouldn't it be nice if everything you needed in cardiology care was under one roof? At Union Health's Heart and Vascular Institute, it is. Like advanced technologies and facilities, specialty cardio physicians, and expert staff dedicated to your heart. And because we're bringing new, less invasive procedures to the region, you have more options than ever before right here in the Wabash Valley. Your heart is in the right place at the Heart and Vascular Institute at Union Hospital. Union Health. Healthier. Together.
Kick off your deal your way at the Army York Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on US Highway 40 in Brazil.
Shop over 500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles. Pull away in a new Ram 1500 Crew Cab with 0% financing for 72 months. Or a new Grand Cherokee L, only $399 per month during Jeep Adventure Days. Plus, up to $3,000 York Trade Assistance. Start your deal at YorkCDJRBrazil.com.
Stop by today and we'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one. You are. You're number one at York.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
24-6 is our score, and again, Rose-Hulman with the lead. And as we look at this one, boy, you're just talking about mistake-filled at a certain point, both sides of the football.
You really are, and both teams given multiple opportunities to the opposition. You've seen turnovers. You've seen tip drills that could have led to a turnover, and then you've also seen some bad special teams play by snaps. And so it looks like we're going to have a presentation on the field
this
here.
Is Hall of Fame, and we're going to listen in. So we'll see if we can get this one on air for you. And with these, it's a Hall of Fame notes. We're looking at Charlie Key, the class of 2007, Keenan Long, the class of 2010, and Paul Spreen, the class of 2009, Tim Tepe, the class of 2010. All of these guys make the Rose-Hulman Hall of Fame. And so with that one, it's really interesting. You'll be able to look those up. They induct 4 members into its Hall of Fame on Saturday. You can visit the displays inside the Sports and Rec Center and visit Rose-Hulman website to learn the details. Fans will meet the Rose-Hulman Athletic Hall of Fame inductees at halftime. And that's where we are right now. Having a hard time picking up the PA announcer, but again, these guys, Charlie Key, Keenan Long, Paul Spreen, and Tim Tepe, the Hall of Fame inductees, all athletically eligible for the Hall of Fame, and these guys had great careers here at Rose-Hulman. One of the interesting things about Rose-Hulman, we talk about this all the time, being the premier academic school that it is, the engineering school of the year here in the United States, #1 in the U.S. for 24 straight years. You're talking about an outstanding academic institution. These guys are going to study hard and play well, and these guys are no different in what's going on. I'll let you go over some of the stats if you want to, my partner.
Yeah, we'll see if we might go to commercial break before we do that, but gonna give me a chance to look over those a little bit.
That'd be fine. You're watching Rose-Hulman football. It's halftime. Rose-Hulman leads Bluffton 24-6 here at Rose-Hulman.
This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
At A+ Printing, we do it all. Screen printing, business printing and documents, printing for weddings and senior announcements, screen printing of hats, shirts, sports teams, and uniforms, promotional items of all kinds, including koozies and coffee mugs. You name it, A+ can print it. A+ Printing in Brazil.
At H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they make sure your return gets done right. It's not just numbers, boxes, and forms. It's personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. With an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
This is Sue Goshen from your locally owned H&R Block in Brazil. Walk in, make an appointment, or drop off your documents, and we'll tackle your taxes while you're away.
Union Hospital Maternal Child Services delivered 1,692 little ones in 2020, enough to fill 85 kindergarten classes in 2025, 188 Little League teams in 2027, 153 soccer teams in 2035, 1,692 graduation robes in 2038. Little hands, little feet, little noses. Maternal Child Services at Union Hospital. Delivering the little things that mean so much, especially now.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Back at Rose-Hulman for today's action, where Rose-Hulman is up 24-6 at halftime over the Bluffton Beavers, and this first half has been not quite as clean of a half as we would have liked to have seen. And I think both coaching staffs will probably say the same thing. Looking at some of the stats for today's contest so far, Rose-Hulman has amassed 24 points, but they have, in certain terms, really had to earn that. Bluffton has not made it easy on them, even though there have been a couple of short fields. First down is very close, very similar, 9-8. Bluffton has the first down advantage there. Bluffton has tried to run the ball. They've attempted 16 running plays, but have only amassed 24 yards, whereas Rose-Hulman has gained 71 yards on 19 rushes. So both teams trying to stay balanced, but when you look at the play calling, they're able to do so. But with the actual yards gained, Bluffton is just not able to get anything going on the ground. If you can't get anything going on the ground, it makes it tougher to pass, as Bluffton is 11 for 20, excuse me. That's Blake Ryan. He's completed 11 passes, but unfortunately, he's been sacked twice and intercepted 3 times. So Blake Ryan, 11 for 20, 3 picks, 1 touchdown, 100 yards passing. Did give up a pick 6 in the second quarter to Rose-Hulman. Andrew Dion is his counterpart. 12 for 17 for 142 yards. Also has thrown an interception and has thrown no touchdowns. And so Andrew Dion has turned the ball over 1 time. Looking at receiving targets, Daniel Hury for Rose-Hulman, 5 grabs for 35 yards. Noah Thomas, 4 for 51. And Ty Salou, 3 grabs for 56 yards. Once again, no touchdowns. When you look at Bluffton, Zane Dine has 3 receptions for 25 yards. Downer has a couple of grabs for 38. Behringer has 2 grabs for 18 yards. And Kale Lee, he grabbed back-to-back passes on different back-to-back plays, 2 receptions for 11 yards. Behringer has the lone touchdown pass for Bluffton, or reception, I should say, for Bluffton off the arm of Blake Ryan. The big thing for Bluffton, you're looking at those 3 picks. They moved the ball, fairly well, but the 3 interceptions will do you in every time. Time of possession, very interesting. Bluffton 18 minutes to Rose-Hulman's 12, essentially. So the other thing that is really of note, 6 penalties for Bluffton. They're only 37 yards, but still 6 penalties. Rose-Hulman, 2 penalties for 19 yards. So if you give up 3 interceptions, and one of them big 6, you get penalized 6 times, and you have a bad snap that almost goes for a scoop and score. Even though you possess the ball for 18 minutes, it makes it really tough when you have that many miscues. We talked about Bluffton being a young team, and they very well are. Had maybe some turnovers recently in this season, but they're still fighting. They are a very scrappy bunch, and that really has impressed me. You look at the game of football, it's a very physical game, and you have to put up maximum effort. So to say that a group is scrappy really shouldn't be that much of an impressive statement, but it really is. When you look at a team that, quite frankly, is overmatched, a team that is very young, and when you look at years of collegiate football, this is a very scrappy team. And I just hope when you see teams like Bluffton and Defiance and teams like this, that maybe young and inexperienced. All you can hope for is if they stay together and they keep stacking up recruiting class on recruiting class, these teams are going to start getting better, and you're going to have hopefully more parity at the top of the league. And when some of these teams can, stack it together a couple, 2-3 years in a row, and stay healthy and keep working together and keep progressing up the food chain.
It's always the retention rate.
Yes.
Of the players that really changes the difference. We saw Defiance basically fall apart when we played. We saw them play Rose-Hulman several weeks ago, and then all of a sudden they kind of mounted things together and got back and actually won a ball game against a conference leader. We saw Manchester the last couple years where the same kind of things happen, and then all of a sudden Manchester puts themselves in a situation where they were 2-0 in the conference to start out. Now, it depends on who you're playing against, but still.
2-0 is 2-0.
2-0 is 2-0 at that point, and they're able to do things. So, it takes time, and it takes depth. And one of the things you don't realize is in small college football, that depth is a huge factor. If you're running a team that has enough depth that they can rotate players in, that players have enough quality, you can rotate and do those things, it really changes the format of what you're doing. We're at halftime here at Rose-Hulman, 24-6. Rose-Hulman with the lead over Bluffton. And again, we want to see what takes place in the second half. We're going to watch this one all the way through its completion, but Rose-Hulman has the lead right now, 24-6.
In Searcy, Arkansas, a young man says I love you for the first time, but his girlfriend doesn't quite hear. In Franklin, Tennessee, a boy encounters his first pickle. And in Kyle, Texas, after a mission for tots, cousins realize they're a long way from Kyle, Texas. One day, many people, millions of orders. This is Howie Sonic.
So what do we do before we cross the street?
We look both ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger to keep you safe.
Daddy, who watches out for you?
Protect your family and loved ones with Micah Bonomo.
Shaw Chiropractic is a big part of Clay County and Northview sports. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael are the specialists you need to help you feel better. If you're an athlete, a farmer, work in a factory, or just work in your backyard, you need the benefits of chiropractic care. Shaw Chiropractic is located in the Kroger Strip Mall in Brazil. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael Shaw, your friends for chiropractic care.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
Oh, heaven.
So you think chicken is heaven?
Oh my gosh, it's yes. I love that the bun's toasted and the chicken's cooked to the crisp. It is perfect. Chicken slinger.
Heaven in my mouth.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
And as you see, the Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers emerging from the locker room, getting ready to take the field, come in to get their halftime stretches and get ready for the second half. One thing that always, when we do high school football, of course, here on the Indiana Sports Network, we do multiple sports and multiple levels, from volleyball to track and field to baseball, softball, and beyond. But when you look at college football, they put the halftime timer on the clock, and lo and behold, teams, for some strange reason, know how to get back on the field in the allotted time. But for some reason in high school, you high school coaches, Herb, y'all don't know how to tell time. You leave your clocks in the car. I don't know what you guys do. Put 15 minutes on the clock. Nobody comes out, then you got to put 3 more minutes on the clock. What in the world? What in Sam Hill, Herb King? Why in high school football do we have to add the 3 extra minutes? You're going to give me some deep explanation. Go ahead.
It's very simple.
What is very simple?
They wanted to make sure that everybody has a chance to warm up. And what was going on is you come out and you don't have a chance to warm up when it hits 0. And so for the players' safety, they guarantee that each team will have 3-minute warm-up period.
Well, why can't they? Why is it that in college they can get on the field in time to warm up, but in high school they can't?
But and you could do it at certain points, stopping the clock or doing whatever. They just guarantee, the National Federation who said this is the best way to make sure that we guarantee that players are warmed up and ready to go.
I have a solution.
So it's a liability issue.
I have a solution. This is going to, and this is I'm picking on you because you're a coach, and I like to pick on you. My solution is for coaches to talk less, get the kids back out there, and warm up.
I get it.
That's an easy solution to me. Of course, I've never coached a down of high school football. I've never coached a down of Pee Wee football. I've never been a coach on Madden. But that's my easy solution to the problem that I like to point out.
Well, there's multiple ones here in the HCAC. The officials will be at the door. Yeah. And they will give you a time when you need to be on the field, and they'll literally knock on your door and say, it's time, let's go. You got this many minutes, so they'll tell you, and then they make sure they're out here. So that's a good thing. You want to make sure that everybody's warmed up, and again, you can see both these teams really getting ready for this one.
And speaking of high school football, of course, one of our camera operators, Braxton Sampson, a senior on Northview's football team. Congratulations to the Northview Knights, a big win last night over Evansville Rights. I know Braxton's smiling from ear to ear right now. A big 49-28 victory. The Northview Knights win back-to-back sectional games for the first time in school history and will host the sectional championship next week. So good job, Braxton. Good luck to Braxton and the Knights next week. Nice young man, does a great job for us. Does an even better job for Coach Rates than Northview Knights.
Well, and it's a good thing. Long time overdue for those guys. They've won a lot of conference championships. They just haven't been able to advance in the state tournament, and it's nice to see them happen that way. For Rose-Hulman, if I'm looking at this one, if they can win these next few ball games, and we're looking at them right now. Right now it's coming down to if they can pull out the victory here and win the ball game against Mount St. Joe, they guarantee themselves a spot in the national playoffs in Division III, and
that would be huge.
That doesn't mean that it's going to be like the greatest thing in the world for you, but you're going to be in the game,
and that's huge.
And that's what you want.
I mean, it helps for morale, helps for recruiting. I mean, when you could go to a young man and say, "Hey, we were in Division III national champions last year. Just so you know, this is what we do here at Rose-Hulman. Not only do you get best education possible, but you get to play football for a few more years and have an opportunity to go back to do this again."
The tough thing for Rose-Hulman in this one is you end up looking at what Rose-Hulman has to face when they face the tournament. And because they play a very good pre-conference schedule, you can see what's going on. They lost to a Wabash team that was rated. They lost to a Hope team that was rated. But you got to win them.
Yeah, and that's the next step, isn't it?
It is. Volleyball, next step. Earlham defeated Bluffton today in the volleyball championship for the HCAC. There's a potential flag right in the middle if somebody will throw it. They didn't. And Rose-Hulman with the football. And there's a hit out of bounds. So they didn't catch the blind side in the middle of the field, which I watched, but they did catch the one that hit him out of bounds. And you're not allowed to hit somebody blindsided where they can't see you. And I saw one of those occur right in the middle of the field. They're saying, no, he should have been able to see. And let's see what we've got here going on. So we've got the dead ball personal foul against Bluffton. That'll mark 15 yards on to that.
That's how many special teams penalties have we seen for Bluffton? It's got to be 3 or 4 now.
It is, and it's tough when you have them when you're on the defensive side. Most of Bluffton's have occurred where you have the ball kicked off and then they have bad field position. This one they have bad field position because of the personal foul out of bounds. Andrew Dion coming back at quarterback. He'll give the ball to Welchins, pulls the ball over the left side. He'll pick up just 2 yards, and they'll try to hurry this offense up one more time. Jeff Sokol is the coach for Rose-Hulman, and again, he's in his 11th year here at Rose-Hulman. Won conference titles a couple different times, and again, looking for another conference title with the group he has this year. Quick hitch over to Tice Salou, who grabs that one, and he'll pick up several yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Marcus Wood doing a great job on the coverage to not let Salou slip his grasp. Hold on, and if you have to wait till the cavalry comes, you do just that. Rose-Hulman with their speed package in, getting Hobbs on the field now. Hobbs and Hury, double H's on the field. Look out.
And they're the speedy sophomore group. They can really do it.
And what do you
Salou
do?
with the slant for the first down. That's a nice, easy throw and catch.
You put your speed on one side, and you throw to your safety net. Well, I'm telling you, you look at the way that Coach Sokol and his coaches have recruited with these wide receivers. It's tremendous.
Getting to the edges, Welchins, he'll pick up a few yards and continue to move the chains forward. It'll be 2nd and 6.
So much speed on the outside for Rose-Hulman now. You think about where we were 4 years ago. Didn't have this kind of speed on the outside for Rose. So we talk about the maturation, talk about the steps, trying to win some of these games that you lose in the non-conference, try to win in Division III national championships. These are some of the steps you got to take.
And they're going one-on-one. It's Tice Salou over and over and over. It'll be 3rd and 1. Alex Gresscock came in before that last play as an H-back. And again, when they use him as a tight end or an H-back and they'll put him in formation, they'll use him like a fullback. They'll use him like a tight end. And right now we got 3rd and 1 for Rose-Hulman. Ball rests at the 36.
Playbook wide open.
2 receivers, top and bottom. Gresscock as the H-back. You can see him there right next to the tackle. They'll pound the ball up in there, and Welchins makes the guy miss, and that's pretty good balance. He'll pick up 5 yards on that one, as it didn't look like he was going to get anything.
I was going to say that word balance, and he great balance to stay on his feet. As one of our linemen going to have to come off as his helmet came off his head. But the balance to get 2 or 3 more yards by Welchins.
Grant Ruperta into the ball game as the running back, and he'll replace Welchins.
After this down, tell us what type of things you teach your running backs to do to get some of this balance. What do you teach your guys?
Well, part of it's just the drills they run, the quick drills. Deep ball, they got Tice Salou. He had a chance for that one. Should have probably hauled it in.
It was underthrown once again. You lead him a little bit farther. I know you want. I will disagree with you on this.
Well, and you may, but it's a guaranteed catch if he throws it to the side. He just didn't get his thumbs on the football. And when I say that, if you can put your thumbs on the point of that football, that's a catch. Yeah, he's battling with him. It's a hand fight at a certain point. As we see, the ball was thrown where it was supposed to be. It was just a little bit behind him, so he had to make the turn, and the defender can't get his hands on it. 2nd and 10. They're going to give it out to Ruperta off the right side. He plows in there. He'll pick up about 3 yards. And again, they're only going to give him 2 on this one. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And I hear what you're saying as far as the ball being where it's supposed to be. But to my liking, when you can get a step, and you get we're getting a step every time. If you can get a step on your guy, lead him, let him run into it.
And the reason why is because that's designed to catch the football and move the chains. It's not designed for a touchdown. That it's a different style, and that's what we've gone to in this one, which gives a higher percentage rate of completion, and that's what you're really after in this one. Dion back. He's got a chance on this one. He's avoiding that rush. He's got to throw it deep. He's got a man in the end zone.
Touchdown.
Did he catch? He dropped it. That's a great throw.
Oh, he had his hand in the air. You could see him when Dion was avoiding the rush. The containment, in the back of the defense, coverage kind of broke down a little bit, and you had that whole half of the end zone with no one there. Just couldn't complete the play. It's surprising to say, for Noah Thomas not being able to complete the play.
Yeah, normally he pulls that one back in, and here comes the speed guys into the ball game. They've got the 5 wide receivers. Welchin comes out to play the wide guy out here, and they take a corner away, which leaves Tice Salou down the middle of the field. So here at the bottom of your screen, number 9 on the line. They're going to call a legal procedure. It'll be 4th and 14 now, and I don't believe Rose-Hulman's going to punt the football here. I think they'll go for this one regardless. 4th and 14. Because Rose-Hulman has the ability to pick up this first down, and they really had what they wanted. The cornerback is out on Welchins, which literally takes the worst receiver out of this group and leaves you one-on-one with a safety down the middle of the field. And that's what they're after. Boom. Looking down the middle. He's got a man. He throws that one up, gets it picked. That's really no different than a punt, even though it is an interception. And Bluffton intercepts the football. They'll have it 1st and 10 when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
It could be anyone. The star student. The all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Bluffton with the football. Pull it inside. He's going to go just fumble, and Rose-Hulman ends up with the football at the 10-yard line. 6. Rose-Hulman with the football. It's Chaikau Sao who had a pick for a score and a fumble recovery. Chaikau Sao.
What a game.
Wow, what a play. And Rose-Hulman with the football. It'll be 1st and goal. Ball rests at the 10-yard line. We want to thank our sponsors for this afternoon's ball game. A-Plus Printing, Farm Bureau with Micah Bonomo, Goshen H&R Block, the Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy, Riddell National Bank, all sponsors for this afternoon. Inside run to Welchins. He's pushing the pile. They're trying to pull the ball out. He's going to get 4 or 5. Finally, they'll blow the whistle. He'll get 4 yards on this play. Again, Shaw Chiropractic, Sonic Drive-In, and York Automotive, all proud sponsors for Rose-Hulman football here on Indiana Sports Network. The transportation for Indiana Sports Network is provided by York Automotive with 5 locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield. 2nd and goal from the 6.
You know, for Bluffton, you have the ball offensively, and defensively, the Rose-Hulman have the ball, you stop them, and then you give the ball right back. It just not the way you want to start the half.
Roll to the right, smash out. They got a delay, tight end delays, wide open touchdown.
Yep.
And that's the 2nd touchdown for Rose-Hulman's Alex Gresscock. He ran one in earlier, and he gets this one from Habitat Race, Maryland. So a Maryland player. And you want you to think, again, Rose-Hulman has athletes from 24 different states of the United States. 24. Unbelievable.
It is.
Nationally known, nationally recognized engineering school. And that's what Rose-Hulman sees in players from all over. Gresscock scores. The kick is up. And it's good as well. And Rose-Hulman has 32 on the board. It's 32-6. Excuse me.
Yep.
32-6. Rose-Hulman with the lead. We'll return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
I'm going to apologize right off. I looked up at the scoreboard as soon as he kicked it and looked at it, and they had added it so fast that I put the extra point on it. We shouldn't have. It's 31-6, folks. 31-6, Rose-Hulman with the lead, and that was a big fumble because at this point, Bluffton has played pretty tough. They played good football for them, and Rose-Hulman has converted on some of the opportunities they've been given when Bluffton has turned the ball over. Deep kick and an opportunity again. Good kickoff return for Bluffton. They'll have the ball at the 27 when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
4 years ago, I drove my daughter to Riddell National Bank, where she opened her savings account. Today, she's still saving money. My relationship with Riddell is better than ever, too. No other bank focuses on relationships as much as they do. I can count on them for small business loans when I need them. Riddell National Bank helps small business owners and their families grow, both financially and personally. Riddell National Bank, making friends since 1885.
Bluffton with the football. Quick throw again, and that could be...
Yep, there it is.
There it is. There's a flag. I thought he hit him a little early, and he did. And that'll be a penalty flag on Rose-Hulman, and they'll march it forward. Potential first down. We'll see if they call it a hold or an interference.
Might have been a really good penalty because if he didn't get that, that might have been a big play.
And they'll set this one down. It'll be first down, and they'll keep the chains at the same point. No, they're moving them forward. First and 10 for Bluffton. This time the ball to 35. And we're ready to play this one. 10:45 left to go here in the third period. And a consistent play by both of these teams at time. And then we have a movement by the offensive line there to back them up 5. It'll be first and 15. And you really don't like that one. That's a couple times that the offense for Bluffton has moved prior to the snap on first down. And now you set yourself well behind the chains. First and 15 for the Beavers.
They go back to this trips alignment near side, which they've had some good success with this alignment against Rose-Hulman today. Let's see what they get here.
Inside run, they're going to try to do it, and they stack him up behind a line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on that one, and a pretty solid defensive play for Rose-Hulman as, again, moving people around, making sure they get the right people in the right place. For Rose-Hulman, it is the defensive lineman Devin Cobb, first to make that hit from Columbus, Ohio. And, again, the running back for Bluffton, this case, and I'm looking, is number 32, and that's been their main guy, and Kanan Stoner, the freshman. So Stoner running but not going anywhere on that one. It's second and 17, a loss of 2 on that first down play.
Play clock. Yeah, they didn't get. Did they get a call timeout? Call timeout, I think.
And
yep, timeout.
They did. Timeout's been called. We'll take one as well. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on the Indiana Sports Network.
Kick off your deal your way at the all-new York Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on U.S. Highway 40 in Brazil.
Shop over 500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles. Pull away in a new Ram 1500 Crew Cab with 0% financing for 72 months. Or a new Grand Cherokee L, only $399 per month during Jeep Adventure Days. Plus, up to 3,000 York Trade Assistance. Start your deal at YorkCDJRBrazil.com.
Stop by today and we'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
Oh, no.
Another movement we're going to see. I believe it's on the offense.
Oh.
And another 5-yard penalty. This will mark them way back. So you've got people moving up front, and it causes penalties for Bluffton as they continue to self-destruct in the offensive side. And it's been linemen on the last 2 plays that have moved. Same one, by the way.
Hit it right after a timeout that you had to go on because the play clock was getting low.
trips to this bottom part of the screen. They'll play action fake. They're going to throw it deep. He's got a man and just under or overthrows him just a little bit. And they like to run those inside routes with him. And we're going to have a holding call in the backfield. The preliminary signal is holding.
Oh, my gosh.
Holding, one of the offensive linemen grabbed somebody. It's declined. That will bring up third down.
If they would have accepted that penalty, it would have been second in the science building. Goodness.
And that happens occasionally.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you try to keep this quarterback upright. They've done a nice job in protecting him to the point where he's had a chance to throw the football away very quickly. And then every now and then Rose-Hulman will get somebody through, but it hasn't been blindside. He hasn't been hit as hard. Their other senior quarterback has an injury that's precluded him from actually doing something. Pretty good pass blocking. There's another pick. Rose-Hulman with the pick inside the 20, down to the 15, 10, 5.
Oh, my.
Touchdown, Rose-Hulman. Penalty flags? No, there's none. It's Winston Amankwa, the senior defensive back from Columbus, Ohio, picks that one off and returns it for the score. And Rose-Hulman finds itself on the board again. It's 37-6. There's a picture of Winston. Good-looking guy.
Ryan thought he had man coverage and didn't see Amankwa lurking in the area. And, boy, this is a second pick six of the day. You don't see that too often, do you, Herb?
No, and I'll tell you what, he plays a really nice safety. But what's made the difference for Rose-Hulman this year is the athletes they have at the corner position being able to play a little bit more coverage and then allow those safeties to really flow through. Rose-Hulman with the lead. It's 38-6. We'll return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
So what do we do before we cross the street?
We look both ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger. To keep you safe.
Daddy, who watches out for you?
Protect your family and loved ones with Micah Bonomo. You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
And we'll see Ben Tuttle get ready to kick this one off again. It's 38-6 as the lead has been broken over very quickly. You turn the ball over inside, and again, they turned one over at the 10-yard line. That's first and goal at the 10. This one, Rose-Hulman scores. So it's been defensive scores. It hasn't been the offense for Rose-Hulman that's controlled this one. You've had a special team score off of a blocked, or effectively off the block punt where they got it inside the 10, and then you had these defensive one. Oh, no! And Rose-Hulman with the football bounced right off his chest, and they're going to call it dead ball. This is a really bad one. This is a really bad call. And the Rose people are going to be just furious. The line judge blew the whistle.
How do you blow the whistle when there's no possession?
You could hear it. The lines judge blew the whistle. It's an inadvertent whistle, and this is weird. And you can see Coach Jeff Sokol looking at him, just shaking his head going,
they'll get it right.
Yeah,
they'll fix it.
Rose-Hulman's up 38-6, and they're going, oh, we're going to kick it again. So it didn't hurt Bluffton in this one. Normally, that would have been Rose-Hulman football because he went to catch the ball. Ball goes off probably his face mask is what it looked like, potentially. Inadvertent whistle. So that's what it was.
You know, we've seen a couple of times in where you have a player almost overrunning the ball. Depth perception of young athletes is tough. Watch high school soccer. When that ball gets in the air, you're trying to, it's 10 yards behind you. So depth perception is tough. For athletes to learn, so you pick this type of things up, but I think it was a Brady Hallenstein that ball kind of doinked off of him. I think that was him.
Well, it it's just one of those where you see it, you see this whistle. Every now and then, if you get a guy that's done basketball, you see more of them because they tend to blow the ball dead right in the middle of a play in basketball. Well, you don't do that in football. You just swallow it and let it go. And he's trying to protect the guy catching the ball. He blew it as it hits his chest. That's an inadvertent whistle. Rose-Hulman should have had possession. They'll pound this one again. Here comes Tuttle.
Now, here we go.
This one he puts a heave into it, gets it inside the 10, down to the 7. And we've had trouble, and there it is again. Again, another really nice return for Bluffton, but we're going to see a type of, in this case, he's moved it back. It's going to be a block in the back or a hold. And that's where Bluffton will gain possession of the football when we return for more action on Indiana Sports Network.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
And this is one of those quarters where the clock has not moved very much for Bluffton. They're like, man, run, clock, run, and it hasn't gone at all. 9:29 left to go here in the third period. Stoner sets himself over to the side. Blitz coming for Rose-Hulman. They throw the quick one. It's tipped again, and that one was almost a pick as well.
We've seen about 4 or 5 tipped balls, whether it be tipped at the line of scrimmage, tipped off a wide receiver's hands, and that's a very lonely feeling for a quarterback with just that ball fluttering in the air like that.
Well, it is. It's a tough one for Bluffton to see that ball fluttering around like that, and multiple interceptions for Rose-Hulman. Bluffton can't run the football on the Rose-Hulman front as continually blitzing up front for Rose-Hulman because they play a 3-man front. You're not going to just rush 3 guys and drop everybody, and by doing that, they are very aggressive up front. It'll be 3rd and 10.
And you just, sometimes you have to take your lumps and, you look at the bright side. And once again, if this team can stay together and you stack some recruiting classes together, I like some things that you're seeing here for Bluffton as far as some of the guys they have to work with, whether it be offense or defense. So some of the raw goods are there. You got to just continue to stay together, stay the course. It's tough right now, but in a year or two, things could be totally different.
Screen, they got it to Stoner, but he can't catch it and bring it down, and he would have been tackled there as well. And again, solid defensive play for Rose-Hulman. One of the things you're talking about that when stacking them up and making sure they're there, but Rose-Hulman has quite a few younger guys playing right now too.
They do.
They've that front line for Rose-Hulman with 4 sophomores. The backup running back that Rose-Hulman has is pretty good. We've seen the backup quarterback for Rose-Hulman.
Yes, we have.
And he's played very well.
He can play.
And he's only a freshman. So Rose-Hulman looks good as well. The sophomore defensive backs they have and freshmen they have playing those corner spots. And
sophomore wide receivers.
And the 2 H's that are playing as well. They're tremendous from an offensive side. Speaking of one of them, he makes the fair catch in Jalen Hobbs. And Rose-Hulman will take possession when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
Oh, heaven.
So you think chicken is heaven?
Oh my gosh, it's yes. I love that the bun's toasted and the chicken's cooked to the crisp. It is perfect. Chicken slinger.
Heaven in my mouth.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Andrew Dion still out as quarterback, so is Welchins at the running back spot. Alex Gresscock is the H-back. They're given to Welchin. He makes 1 man miss, makes 2 men miss. He's in the open field, down to the 30. And swung down at the 29-yard line. That's a pretty nice play for the defensive back, but Welchins made 2 guys miss very badly on 2 really good cuts. Shane Welchins.
And he finally got to the clear for the first time today.
Welch's in the backfield again. They're going to hand the ball to him one more time. Cap over the top, pin and pull, and they'll gain nothing on that one. Again, good flow for Bluffton's line. They haven't been able to bust people open running the football, and that's been Rose-Hulman's motive. That's what they do on a consistent basis. They just haven't been able to do it against this Bluffton front today, but passing the ball, Rose-Hulman's has been okay. Dion rolling to the left. Smash out. Picked and goes. He got a man in the corner of the end zone.
That should have been a flag. Actually, down the field, there was contact, and the receiver came out of his break. He was on stutter and go, came out of his break, and there was heavy contact. But got knocked to the ground. It should have been a flag.
No, because the ball wasn't in the air, and it's not in the pros. And so in this one, they let it go unless the ball's in the air. So you're saying
in college football, down the field, doesn't matter where you are, there can be contact?
Correct.
You can bump, you can...
That's correct.
Okay, excuse me.
Dion throws it out to Welchins. He's got this quick screen over to the side, close to the first down, but he's not going to be there. That'll bring up 4th and about 3. Almost, if he could have cut that one back, he had a chance to pick up the first down. In this case, he doesn't. 7:24 left to go here in the third period. Rose-Hulman with the football at the 22-yard line, 4th and 3. So here it comes again.
Which side are you going to? Far side or near side for that?
Watch the H-back. He goes right up the middle. Doesn't get the first down. He's short. And that'll be a turnover on downs. Bluffton holds as the Beavers will take control when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Bluffton with the football. 1st and 10. They're going to hand it off. Stoner up the middle, and he gets nailed at about the 20-yard line. He will gain 1 yard on the run.
Just Rose-Hulman's defense on the line has been very stout. Bluffton offensive line not been able to make any holes here today.
Well, and we talked about depth and, the age of certain players. Rose-Hulman's senior leadership is on the defensive side.
Yep.
That's where they have several of them. Amankwa, Roberts, you're looking at Anstedt, and Michael Stevens, a leading tackler. They're all seniors. So they got 4 solid seniors playing defensively, and then several juniors. So these guys have been ready to go. Inside run, Stoner gets walled off again. He'll lose 2 yards on it. They'll say 1 yard on it as they move the ball up there. It'll be 3rd and 11.
Almost ran into his offensive lineman who was trying to get a block and couldn't quite do so. It's going to be 3rd down. And once again, I'm going to say it, Herb, got to be careful with the ball here.
Well, and the turnovers have really hurt Bluffton. When you had 3 picks in the first half, you have a pick 6 here in the third quarter and a fumble at the 10-yard line, and they're sitting back there again inside the 20, or right at the 20. They're going to say it's 3rd and 10. I thought they had that chain moved back a little further, but it's not. Stoner moves to the side, and he'll get set. They're going to throw it, but got a man open, and that was a potential pick, too.
You have to be careful. Was that Sal again jumping that route?
That was Sal again.
Oh, my gosh.
When you look at him athletically, that's the difference again. The difference between we said 4 years ago, the speed difference for Rose-Hulman right now from what they had 4 or 5 years ago, tremendously different on almost every area. And it's hard to recruit speed in Division III, but, boy, they've got some guys that can really motor. Setting back to punt again for Bluffton.
Good snap here. Come on.
Bumgardner.
Good snap.
And Bumgardner pooches this one up there. It's going to drop. And he has to be – it should be a dead ball. And with that, he may have a 5-yard penalty for delay of game, too. We'll see what happens here. It'll be Rose-Hulman football when we return for more on Indiana Sports Network. And we talked about the fair catch during this timeout. The fair catch, and Dion, he's got a man wide open down the sideline. Does he throw it deep enough? He does. First and goal, Rose-Hulman, and the ball was fumbled, but they're going to say
down.
first and goal to 5. And when we say that, when with that fair catch and it hits the ground, you're still not allowed to run with it. You can just recover it, and the ball's dead at that point. The Rose-Hulman player ran around with it. I thought we may see a delay of game. It didn't happen. Again, Rose-Hulman takes that first down and throws the ball deep. Great completion. They got it inside. They're at the 5-yard line. Here comes Welchin. He's at the 1.
Yeah, and there was a defensive encroachment there.
Well, we'll see what it is. It should be encroachment or offsides. And with that offsides, you don't know if you're going to take it and make it first and goal from the 2.5 or second and goal from the 1.
And once again, Dion with that throw, that was underthrown. You know, your wide receiver got to wait on, and I'm picking things apart here. I'm wanting him to get this touchdown record, the touchdown throwing record.
What I'm seeing is
not helping himself here.
A really nice read, and it's a good completion. You don't want to overthrow a guy that's wide open.
But let's get these touchdowns here so we can get closer to this record here, Dion. Come on now. I want you in the record books.
First and goal from the 2.5.
You're not buying it on me.
I'm not buying that one.
That's all right.
It was a really nice play call and a good completion.
Yeah, it was.
First and goal from the 2.5. Rose-Hulman with the ball. They'll hand it to Welchins. He's inside and in the end zone. Touchdown, Rose-Hulman. So the Engineers score again, puts the score up to 44-6.
Two flags on the play.
And there's some talking going on.
There it is. And this for Rose-Hulman. Get out of there. Get to the sideline. You're up, close to 40 points. Don't talk to anybody. Just come back to the sideline. Act like you've been there before. There's no need to be drawing flags right now. So this is probably going to be offsetting, I'm guessing.
Rose-Hulman scored 20 points here in the third period. It's 44-6. Mm-hmm. It was 24-6, and again, Rose-Hulman did not play the second quarter very well, made a lot of mistakes. We're going to see what the official says on this one. Good close-up shot. Yeah, they're going to score the touchdown. Unsportsmanlike on the defense. So somebody from Bluffton said something or pushed or did shove.
And then what are we doing here? I don't think he's
So it could be carried over. He pointed back, which means it's carried over on the kickoff.
Okay. For a minute, I thought he was doing the YMCA. I'm like, what are we calling here? Come on, Herb. You know that's funny.
Yeah, that was one of the best ones you've had, Walt. I'm telling you, that was a really good one.
Freaking tough crowd around here.
45-6. Rose-Hulman with the lead. We'll return for more action here on Indiana Sports Network.
Kick off your deal your way at the all-new York Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on US Highway 40 in Brazil.
Shop over 500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles. Pull away in a new Ram 1500 Crew Cab with 0% financing for 72 months. Or a new Grand Cherokee L, only $399 per month during Jeep Adventure Days. Plus, up to 3,000 York Trade Assistance. Start your deal at YorkCDJRBrazil.com.
Stop by today and we'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
And Rose-Hulman, because of that penalty on the touchdown, and again, that's not on the extra point, you can assess that penalty either half the distance on the extra point, or you can put it on the kickoff. If you put it on the kickoff, now he can pooch kick this ball. He's been pooch kicking to avoid Bluffton returning it. When he kicks it deep, it's a trouble thing for Rose-Hulman. They have not covered very well because Bluffton has done a really nice job in returning the kickoffs. So Ben Tuttle will kick this one off from the 50. It's a 15-yard penalty. Expect the pooch kick down to the 20. Oh, he just puts it in the end zone.
No,
He brought it out.
No!
And he's hammered at the 12-yard line.
You can't run
That's
that
why Bluffton will have the football.
Oh.
1st and 10 when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
Why choose Union Hospital? Accredited cancer care, accredited chest pain center, certified primary stroke center, accredited medical and stroke rehabilitation programs, the Terre Haute area's largest joint replacement center, and the Wabash Valley's only Level 3 newborn intensive care unit. Because your family deserves a higher standard of health care. Union Health. Healthier together.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Kickoff.
Bluffton with the football, new running back into the game, and he takes the ball over the left side, makes some decent yardage. He'll pick up about 5. And for Bluffton, let's see.
5.
Number
Todd
5. King. Todd King Jr., and he is a freshman who's from Springfield High School. And again, he was their second leading rusher coming into the ball game. So Bluffton with the football. It'll be 2nd and 5. King sets himself to the left side. And he'll run the ball to the right side and pick up maybe a yard or 2. There's a penalty flag been
Rose
thrown.
moved this time.
Looks like Rose may be offsides.
Mm-hmm. Somebody lost a shoe when the offensive lineman.
Well, again, we talk about different. You make mistakes and somebody capitalizes and you're pretty good, and that's the issue. You don't let them make mistakes. Or you don't make the mistakes and you're okay. Rose-Hulman made mistakes in the second quarter. They haven't made any mistakes in the third quarter.
Find some wood to knock on here.
They've just been pounding the football towards the end zone. They've scored 21 points here in the third period. 3:40 left to go.
Pressure from the outside.
Quick screen. They got a
tipped. Oh my gosh!
They again did the screen. I'm not a middle screen guy, and the reason why is just that.
Mm-hmm.
If you have an edge screen, Rose-Hulman runs a really nice edge screen. Mm-hmm. It's less chance for the ball to be tipped, less chance for the ball to be picked. Now, if it is picked on an edge screen, it's a pick 6.
Yeah, it is.
This one, there's no way you're going to get that ball through there. Rose-Hulman had the blitz coming. Good call. The screen is a really good call against the blitz, but you can't throw one down the middle. Too many people, and Rose-Hulman does not run traditional front, so it's hard for that freshman to see what's going on. Here it is again. Quick screen. That's a screen they wanted. He's got a chance for a first down, and he'll pick one up. So first down for Bluffton, a really nice throw on the edge.
Dine again.
And again, Zane Dine, the 6'4 sophomore.
He's not happy because he wanted more. He wanted a bigger play, as he thought if he could have eluded one more guy, he would have been able to bust one for more yardage. But it's a big first down to get right there.
And
as
he's
well.
right, because that was the perfect play call. We talked about screen up the middle or screen on the edge in a blitz, and screen on the edge is much better. Rose-Hulman, when you line up with this bunch stuff, they're going to bring the house, and they do. Quick out, and they get hammered.
Tackle.
And that's one of those, it's called I.O. You play inside route, outside route. The safety has the inside route. The corner has the outside route. And it's just man coverage, but because you have to throw the ball so quick, the defense can react. You can't get to the defense and make a cut. The defense can react on your cut, and that's why you saw a 1-yard gain on a pass that, normally if you're doing that, they're going to get some yardage.
Right.
3 receivers bottom of your screen. Bluffton with, again, passing formation. They're going to throw the fade down the side. That's where you wanted it, and Dane dropped it.
Couldn't quite.
Or Dine, excuse me.
Couldn't
Zane
quite reel
Dine,
it in.
Yeah, and that's that. Don't throw him where he's open. Make him make the play. And it wasn't Dine. It was 13. That's Andre Price.
And they've gone to Price several times. He's probably got about 4 or 5 targets on the day. There's a very nice receivers. Price is one of those as far as Dine as well. And you got some guys to throw the ball to.
Well, and the other thing, you're seeing Rose-Hulman's second-team defense in. So this is really good for them. They're blitzing up front, showing their package blitz. They've got every gap filled up front, and they'll back off a couple guys. Quick one to the edge, and they got the nice tackle. There it is again. It's called I.O. They play an inside-outside release technique. The inside guy is picked up by the safety. The outside guy picked up by the corner. The quick throw to the out guy means that corner is going to easily make the tackle without the receiver having a chance to put his feet on the ground even. Good play by Rose-Hulman and a good scheme. Hobbs goes back deep to receive the punt. Jake Bumgartner, the sophomore from Toledo, is going to try to punt this one away. Nice shoes, by the way. I'll give him credit for those. You can see those all the way up here. Mm-hmm. Nice and bright. And he gets this one. He gets it to turn. Hobbs catches it. That's a nice catch. Mm-hmm. And Rose-Hulman with the football when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Andrew Dion, it looks like he's going to try to finish this third quarter. They run the counter play. Welchins with a good cut. He'll pick up about 2 yards. Really not a great block that time. The tackle didn't get that linebacker sealed or they'd have had a touchdown. Nice play by the linebacker for Bluffton. Bluffton's played a lot of different fronts. In a traditional defensive package last week, they were in a 3-front. A lot of times they're in a 4-2-5 this time, and they run the twist stunt up front. Dion with the to Hobbs, or is that
Hobbs or Hury?
Hury, that's Daniel Hury.
Yeah.
So Hury makes the catch out there, and that was a tough throw. That was almost a pick six.
That should have been that should have been picked. I think it should have been.
And
I thought the throw was late. It should have been picked.
Yep. And the other one is, I don't know how late it was. I thought there was really good coverage out there.
Yeah. Well, looking at when Hury came out of his break, why I said that.
Welchins with the football, and again, using that H-back, he finds the seam, and he just keeps running.
Yep.
And he'll pick up 2 yards on that one. If he'd have followed him that time, he may have had more yards.
Should be the end of the quarter.
And that looks like it will be the end of the quarter unless he hustles up here and gets one in. 10 seconds left to go, and they are. Here comes Dion, motion across. They're going to hand the ball. Nope, he pulls up. Here comes a play-action pass. He's going to take another one, and he throws it out there. It's incomplete, and they're going to call a foul. And I don't know. This may go on offense.
If it's anybody, it should be.
It may go offensive.
If it's anybody, it should be. It should be on Ty Salou. There was some hand fighting going on there, and Ty Salou has been pushing off. I've seen this several times today. He's gotten away with it on some of these balls, which that time the ball actually led him, and he didn't need to do that. But
no flag. They're going to wave that one off, and that's the end of the third period of play. Rose-Hulman leads Bluffton 45-6 when we return for more action on Indiana Sports Network.
Shaw Chiropractic is a big part of Clay County and Northview sports. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael are the specialists you need to help you feel better. If you're an athlete, a farmer, work in a factory, or just work in your backyard, you need the benefits of chiropractic care. Shaw Chiropractic is located in the Kroger Strip Mall in Brazil. Dr. Julie and Dr. Michael Shaw, your friends for chiropractic care.
At Great Dane, we are proud to invest in our people and the communities we call home. We are hiring now for trailer assemblers and welders across the country. We need the makers, people who are ready to make a difference. We need you. Build something bigger for yourself and your family with great health benefits, advancement opportunities, 401k, pension, and more. Apply today at greatdane.com/careers.
You are watching HCAC football at
Rose-Hulman with the football. Dion back. They run the crosser routes. He's got a man open down the middle. Nice throw. Good completion. The ball will rest at the 27 for a first down for Rose-Hulman. Hobbs with the catch. So again, the starting wide receivers are in. They have the starting offense in. The whole first unit is still in. Quick screen, and they throw this one away.
A little bit of alligator arms there, maybe?
Yeah, and rightfully so. That was a really nice defensive play by the Bluffton Sam linebacker out there.
Self-preservation.
And for the Bluffton player, that's Tyler Davis, a junior linebacker from Rittman High School. 2nd and 10. Inside run off the counter, and Welchins decides to take it out the back door. He'll run to the edge. He'll only pick up about 5 yards. And that's one thing. Welchins is really good at running north and south when he gets to go lateral. His speed is not world record. He's really good when he uses his pad level to run through tackles in the inside.
But he finds angles, and that's the one thing. If you don't have that world-class speed, you better know how to find your angles. And he does a really good job of that and gets more yards than we probably should have when he goes to the outside.
3rd and 7. Inside to Welchins. He'll pick up nothing on that one as Bluffton's waiting for him. It'll be 4th down. The ball's going to rest at the 25.
Let's try this field goal again, see if you can get one between the uprights this time.
Well, we'll see. They haven't yelled for him to go in, and yes, they do.
Here we go. Okay.
So here comes the field goal unit. It's 45-6. And again, another opportunity. You're going to have to take these and see what you can do with them.
Exactly.
Oliger missed one. He's 1 for 2 for the day.
You never know. Late fourth quarter in the pressure situation. You want these reps right here.
Oliger make it a 41-yard field goal. The kick is up. It's got the distance. It's good. Jonathan Oliger, they're going to say 42, but it was inside. 42-yard field goal, and it's 48-6. Rose-Hulman with the lead. We'll return for more on Indiana Sports Network.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. I found help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Well, there's a penalty on the field goal attempt. They're going to count the field goal, and then they're going to assess the penalty on the kickoff. We didn't get a signal for what the penalty was, which is not normally what these guys do, but in this case, it's a 15-yarder. I'm assuming it's unsportsmanlike call on Bluffton, which is going to move the kickoff up to the 50-yard line.
I'm going to be honest. My quest for weird rules in live sports, I love for the option to take 15 yards off the run back. You run it back to the 40-yard line, we'll push it back to the 25.
Yeah,
Forget kicking it at the 50. Let's kick it normally.
You
take 50
can't
yards off the run
assess
back.
one on the second play. You can assess one on the first one.
I'd love for that option. Because kicking it from the 50, I don't know.
That's exactly what you need to do on this one because it is an unsportsmanlike. You're going to take the opportunity to use the kickoff.
Yeah, I just would love that opportunity to pin you deep. And you still could if you want to get a decent little. But
he pounds this one out the back of the end zone, and that's
normally what you're going to see kicking from the 50 in college.
Right.
But and they could pooch this and try to pin them within the 10-yard line. But man, I'd love to kick it from the 35, 40 where we normally kick it from.
Right.
And kick it to the 30-yard line. We're going to take 15 yards off of that. Boom, let's go. 1st and 10.
We want to thank our sponsors for this afternoon's ball game: A-Plus Printing, Farm Bureau Insurance, and Micah Bonomo, Goshen H&R Block, the Hamilton Center, Lynn's Pharmacy. And again, those proud sponsors of this afternoon's HCAC action. It's Bluffton with the football at the 25. Speed option. There it was to the left side. He'll pick up 5 yards.
Yeah, there he ran. I knew the third time he run that play, he'd be ready to run that thing. And any traditionalist that listens to me broadcast probably has bleeding ears by the time the game's over. because I am not a traditionalist. I like little quirky things like 15 yards at the end of the run back on a penalty. Stuff like that, Let's spice the game up a little bit.
I think it's spiced up enough. 48 points on the board for Rose-Hulman, 6 for Bluffton, and we're at 12:35 left to go in the ball game. Inside handoff, and they'll give it to King, and he's going to get nailed for about a 3-yard loss. They're going to give you forward progress and say you only lost a yard.
That's good. That's fine.
So again, opportunity for Todd King Jr., the freshman from Springfield. I'm surprised you haven't asked me other questions that you tend to ask during basketball season.
I will save it for basketball season.
Okay, thank you.
But you, I mean, where'd you graduate from?
I graduated from Grace, but I went to Bluffton and played there.
Okay, so that's where I'm not going to ask you these questions. These are
picked again. Oh, almost. I mean, that one was up, and Riley Roberts had his hands all over it and didn't get it, and he'll go back and go, what am I doing?
Yeah.
The senior captain from Greenwood, Indiana, had his hands on an easy pick and didn't come down with it.
What I was going to say, if I asked you these questions, a lot of these might be softball questions for you.
Probably are.
So I don't want to ask you about stuff that I know that you know.
I talked to couple different guys, different places, and what's going on. I played for Carlin Carpenter back in the early 80s, and Dr. Glenn Snyder in basketball. It's the same time. Here comes the punt. Rushing again is Rose-Hulman, making sure he punts it. And Hobbs won't touch that one. Almost touched by Rose-Hulman. That was not a smart move. Rose-Hulman with the football when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
City of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy.
Miguel Robertson in at
play not over, huh?
Yeah, and I'm telling you, when we talk about Alonzo Johnson, the senior from Greenwood, running the football, if you remember, he was in a mop-up role and had almost 100 yards in the second half a couple weeks ago, and he's there again. And I like the way he runs the football. Shoulder square is very similar to Welchins. So when I'm looking at Shane Welchins, and then I'm looking at number 3, Alonzo Johnson. Very similar the way they run the ball between the tackles. Shoulders square, pads low, drive your feet. There he goes again. Boom, boom, boom. If he can get a little bit of a seam, he still goes forward. He didn't on that one. It's 3rd and 2. And the other part is it runs the clock.
Yeah, and there's that, which, everybody wants the clock to run at this point.
48-6, Rose-Hulman with the lead. And we've seen a throw by Miguel Robertson, and we may see one here. 3rd and 4. He's going to throw the quick hitch. He's got a nice throw and completion. And I've liked the way Robertson has come in when he's played. Miguel Robertson, a sophomore. He's 6'3", from Petaluma, California, and he is the heir apparent to doing this. And some people would say, yeah, you probably would need to put him in a little bit more earlier when it really matters, but he's executed the offense very well. And here comes the running back off the side, and again, another solid run by Alonzo Johnson.
And Johnson, I'm telling you what, it's tough. The depth is good, but then when you have a senior like Johnson, you can't find a way to get him on the field, to be honest with you, because of the depth that we have. That's a good problem to have.
Dylan Page, Thomas Hostetler are 2 linemen that are in. You can pick up their numbers as well. And again, Rose-Hulman in this running formation as they run in counter, and they're not going to get anywhere on that one. He'll lose a yard. It'll be 3rd and 4. So again, you can see these linemen being able to get in there and really push people around. They're trying to do it anyhow. And again, it's number 1s versus number 2s at a certain point. Rose-Hulman with their second string offense in. 9:13 left to go here in the fourth period as they check this play. And we're going to look at a power play. Here it comes. Power flow. They'll run it inside. He's going to be really close, but they're going to mark him 1.5 yards short of this one. It'll be 4th and 2. And we'll see if we punt or if they're going to go for it. They're in that no man's land, and looks like they're going to line up and run the football. 4th and 2. Rose-Hulman with the possession of the football. 8:30 left to go in the ball game.
So this is where the non-traditionalist in me definitely disagrees with the no man's land situation.
Quick slant. It's a nice knockdown, and Bluffton will gain possession of the football. Ball was batted down by number 11. That's Antoine Coulter. And Bluffton with the football when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
We were choosing colors for the house, and I stopped and looked at Mike and said, "We're really doing this, aren't we?" The process was challenging, but Riddell was there for us every step of the way. The mortgage, closing, they eased our stress. It made sense when Mike said,
"We're really doing this."
Mortgage loans made easy from Riddell. Making friends since 1885.
You are watching HCAC football.
Todd King with that run. Todd King Jr. with the run. He'll pick up, they're going to say he lost 1 yard on it. 2nd and 11. Again, second string defense in for Rose-Hulman, and they're playing different people. And one of the things is, in Division III, especially in this league, several of the schools that are close to you will play JV games. Sometimes it's home and home on like a Sunday afternoon. I know between Wabash and DePaul and Rose-Hulman and some of the schools that way, they'll do that. There's a pass completion off to the other side. They'll pick up about 6 yards on it. It'll be 3rd and 5. So, you have those football players that may not be in all the varsity games, but at the same time, they're getting a chance to play and better their skills, and that's when you develop depth. Mm-hmm. So instead of playing football with just a few, you're playing JV games on Sunday. Yep. You're doing those kinds of things, and it gives you an opportunity to make sure everybody's getting a chance to better their skill. And, some of these freshmen wouldn't have to be thrown to the wolves at this point. Todd King in the backfield. Again, they're going to throw it. Got a slant. Got a man open and picks it up. And a first down for Bluffton. The ball will rest at the 36.
So when you look at Bluffton for next week, they're home against Manchester. You talk about winnable games.
Winnable game for them, yes.
Manchester, Defiance, the last 2 weeks. So.
And Defiance is a rivalry for them. Yeah. That's been a nasty game for Bluffton for years. They tend to get kind of riled up on that one, and they'll play for a traveling trophy and the whole deal. And it's pretty nice. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen here. And again, seeing what we've got going on. Inside run by King. He's got it breaking into clear. Yep. He's down inside to the 20-yard line. I thought maybe he'd cut the other direction and score that one. He just didn't see it that way. And again, good solid run by number 5, Todd King Jr.
And he really burst through there once ball was released to him. Kind of shot out of a cannon there to get through that line.
Good moves and an opportunity for him to score. Rose-Hulman blitz up the middle. King, does he make the second level? He does, and that's a good tackle in there by the backup safety. And I'm having a hard time seeing his number there. This is one of those days where you're going to have a hard time seeing him. Yep. And again, a nice play by the safety. And it's this guy back here, and I'm still having a hard time seeing the number. But a good play by Rose-Hulman's safety as he came up to make that when the linebackers all blitzed past him, and King kept his feet and was able to move forward. 2nd and 3 for Bluffton. Trying to score here later in the ball game. 5:15 left to go. King again will take it, and he gets wrapped up that time and thrown to the ground and lost about 4 yards.
Desmond Dunson that time in there is He was there to stop that play as King had no chance. But when you look at the running back situation for Bluffton, you got King Jr., who's a freshman. You got Stoner, who was a freshman. So, once again, I've been saying this. I'd love to see both of these guys stay with it, stay in the program, keep progressing, keep getting better, stronger, faster, as well as, you got a young quarterback here. So you got some of these skill positions. You got a lot of youth. I just want them to stay together.
Play action. He's got a man down the middle, and he missed him.
Drops it.
Had him for a first down and potential touchdown, and they missed him that time as number 24 for Bluffton was open down the middle, and that's Joseph Taviano, the freshman from Lima. And he wasn't able to haul that one in. The ball thrown behind him just a hair.
Yeah.
And good
That's what
play
I gotta
concept.
Got to come up with it, though.
They brought the linebackers up. He had them right behind the linebackers and in front of the safety.
Once again, though, freshman.
Yep.
So.
Well, and you look at it, and, coaching kids and understanding what's going on, an 18-year-old is a whole lot different than a guy that's 21.
Absolutely.
Difference in it, and with that difference, Bluffton's going to take a quick timeout. We'll take one as well. You're watching Rose-Hulman football on Indiana Sports Network.
Union Health offers the convenience you need and the care you trust at 2 convenient care locations in Terre Haute, downtown at 221 South 6th Street, and on the east side at Sycamore Terrace Plaza off of State Road 46. Downtown location open Monday through Friday 8 to 8, Saturday 9 to 3, Sunday 1 to 5. East side open Monday through Friday 8 to 8, and Saturday 9 to 6. And you never need an appointment. Have a minor illness or injury that just can't wait? Choose convenient care from Union Health.
You are watching.
Not good. Bluffton with the football, empty formation, 4th down. Add the tight end. They're throwing in the end zone.
Very nice.
Touchdown. That's a really nice play for Bluffton as they put points on the board here in the 4th quarter. Score by Trayvon Cummings, a wide receiver from Leesburg, Florida. So the Florida connection for Bluffton scores, and Bluffton puts another touchdown on the board. It's 48-12, and they're going to go up for the extra point. So nice to see their freshmen stand with composure and put the ball in the corner of the end zone, and a nice throw. Bad snap.
Man.
They're going to toss it, throw it up in the air, and does he haul it down? He does, but I think he's short. He's short.
That almost, if it wasn't a rolled snap, you would have thought they practiced that. That actually looked.
No, they did. You can tell they practiced that.
But not the roll snap, right?
No.
You can't practice that.
Don't want to roll it back. We're going to pause, come right back for the kickoff on Indiana Sports Network.
Kick off your deal your way at the all-new York Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on US Highway 40 in Brazil.
Shop over 500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles. Pull away in a new Ram 1500 Crew Cab with 0% financing for 72 months. Or a new Grand Cherokee L, only $399 per month during Jeep Adventure Days. Plus, up to $3,000 York Trade Assistance. Start your deal at YorkCDJRBrazil.com.
Stop by today and we'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Blake Baumgartner is going to kick this one off. 48-12 is our score. Bluffton just put the touchdown on the board with 4:22 left to go here in the ball game. And now they talk about the 4-minute offense in the pros. You know this, right? The 4-minute offense. You know what that means?
What does it mean?
You run it out. You get about 3 first downs, and you make sure nothing happens. You just run it. Rose-Hulman with the football, and they've got a chance to break one here. Here he goes up to the 35-yard line, and that's where Rose-Hulman will take possession of the football. And again, 35-yard line. We really appreciate our sponsors again, Riddell National Bank, Shaw Chiropractic, Sonic Drive-In, and York Automotive. And we use York Automotive vehicles in our transportation, and they provide that for us. They have 5 locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield. Why don't you give York Automotive a call? Motion, jet off the edge. No, he kept it up the middle, and that was actually really good. It had me fooled on that one because I didn't get a chance to see it. It's the power flow concept. You put a man over the top, and you run quarterback power behind him. And this is the third string offense.
Yeah, like John Barnes.
So third string offense. This is the guys that run the JV offense on a Sunday. And he put those guys in a ball game, and they're able to move the football. Now it's 3rd and 1. And these guys are going to run with a more of an up tempo because they don't want to. They're not going to slow it down, even though that's what you really want at this point.
So there goes your 4-minute offense, huh?
That's the way it works. Brendan Harris was one of the guys that carried it. You're going to hammer up the play inside. He's going to pick up that first down, and that's what you want.
Harris, a junior from Nashville, Tennessee. It's a beautiful town. Fun place to be, Nashville.
Yes, it is. It's nice.
Got some good food, too. Love me some good eats, Herb. You go on vacation, you got to go somewhere where you can eat good.
Yeah, I understand.
Nashville is one of those places.
Rose-Hulman with the football. They're going to give it to him again off the edge, and he's got some speed out there, but the Bluffton defense is waiting for him, and they're going to slow this one down. 2:45 left to go in the ball game. It'll be 2nd and 11.
Stayed in bounds, though, and, it's interesting. We were looking all season at the same backdrop, and finally the leaves are starting to change colors here. We're almost November.
We'll try to get you a picture of that, folks, when you can see it, but it is just gorgeous behind us. The only difference is the sky is not clear.
Right.
It's overcast, but the trees have turned their colors finally, and we're seeing that one. Off to the side, quarterback's got a man potentially open. He's going to throw it down in there. That's a nice throw, and did he catch it?
No, he dropped it.
No, he dropped it.
Couldn't
Put it right on
it.
him.
He did.
Put it right on him. That's a really nice throw.
When you look at guys like Miguel Robertson and Andrew Dion from Petaluma and San Diego, respectively, you don't get to see this kind of stuff back home,
That's right.
But maybe people from
John... Yeah, we all see this one. I saw a beautiful one this morning. John Barnes tosses that ball to the edge, and running backs chop down. It'll bring up 4th down with 2 minutes left to go in the ball game. And it's still running. I thought maybe we had a flag because the officials were all looking at each other, but
I'm going to keep it going.
The clock's running, and don't be surprised if we punt the football, and here it comes in.
Yeah, here we go.
Punt team comes onto the field. And with that, it'll be the number 1 punt team, too. So you in these situations, you're not putting the number 2s in.
Probably have to call a timeout here in a moment. Or take the 5 yards, whichever one you want to do.
They'll take the 5-yard penalty on this one and be glad to do it because it runs more down. 1:23 left to go in the ball game. As Rose-Hulman will punt another one away here.
Why you toss that late flag?
Well, because you, according to NCAA rules, have to throw the penalty. You can't just say, "Hey, I got."
Well, the guy back here tossed it.
Right. He's supposed to.
Everybody got to toss a different flag. I mean, come on.
The two guys that are supposed to toss. I can tell you, I used to do this stuff too. The two guys that you're supposed to toss that are the white hat and the back judge.
All right.
So here we go. Punt team. Bluffton looks like they're coming. They're going to try to get it to him. That's a nice snap. Good punt. There, he got that one. Woo! Got that one.
Great
It's going to bounce inside the 5. You can't ask for a better one to end the ball game on than that. He just pounded it right in there, about a 47-yard punt. And Bluffton will take over when we return on Indiana Sports Network.
So what do we do before we cross the street?
We look for ways for cars.
No cars. All right, let's go.
But Daddy, why do you have to hold my hand?
To keep you safe. That's why we look for cars. I'm watching out for danger to keep you safe.
Daddy, who watches out for you?
Protect your family and loved ones with Micah Bonomo. You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Bluffton with the football in their own end zone. They're going to bring it out from the 3-yard line. Inside run by King. He breaks a tackle, and he's up over into the 15-yard line for a first down. I'll tell you what, there are a couple athletes that Bluffton has, and I think you're right. If they can continue to do what they're supposed to, they'll be all right. But you can't take 18-year-old kids and put them in the front line at a college football game and expect them to move the ball. And then the rest all comes from understanding and controlling. It's not high school. It's a totally different level, and you have to play it at a different level. They're going to get this one going, trying to get him to draw off sides, play action pass. Quarterback steps up. He's got a man open, and a nice catch there again. Another first down for Bluffton. 30 seconds left to go in the ball game.
Kale Lee again, and I'm telling you what, Ryan's shown some composure in that pocket today. He really has.
And, yeah, he's turned the ball over 4 picks. A couple of them are off the fingertips of Bluffton players, and a couple of them dealing with things like, a screen pass where the ball gets batted up in the air and somebody catches it. Rose-Hulman's secondary has been tremendous all year, and that's why Rose-Hulman is leading the HCAC. Quick flip to the outside, and again, Lee with that catch. Kale Lee with a really nice job, and that's the end of the ball game. So, final score for this one, it's 48-12. Rose-Hulman with the victory over Bluffton, and we'll keep this one here as we go through it. An interesting way to end this one. As far as for Rose-Hulman, they scored 21 points in that third quarter to take a commanding lead, and then put the second team, third team guys into the fourth quarter and got the game over with. For Rose-Hulman, they're going to look at what's going on the next week, which they are at Franklin. The two teams that they need to beat, Franklin and Mount St. Joe. Franklin is the arch enemy. They're not as good as what they've been in the previous 5 or 6 years, but they are still Franklin and they are still playing hard. Mount St. Joe would be potentially for the conference title. And that's going to happen. And we're going to have the Mount St. Joe game on the air here November 13th, and it'll be a home game. You're going to watch the Rose-Hulman players gather towards the sideline here and be able to sing the school fight song. That's one of the things that we have on HCAC promotions of different things going on. You get to see these guys sing the fight song. It's a tradition after each win, and you'll see one of the captains stand up there and help lead. As you can see those guys, Stephen, number 33 for Rose-Hulman, and that's Michael Stevens, senior linebacker, and he'll step up to do that as long as Shane, as well as Shane Welshon's number 1, and number 11, Riley Roberts, the senior defensive back. Those guys are the 3 tri-captains, and they'll lead him in a fight song. And on Indiana Sports Network this week, Wednesday evening, the semifinals in the soccer tournament here for the HCAC. Rose-Hulman is the host. And then on Saturday will be the soccer championship for the HCAC here from Terre Haute, Indiana. We'll pause, take a very short break, come back with post-game comments and summary, and get you set up for what's taking place in Rose-Hulman football. And again, it's been a great ball game for Rose-Hulman, 48-12. We'll see you in just a minute.
We're the Browns, and this is our account. Our relationship with Riddell really began when we were kids, so when we started our business, it seemed like a natural fit for us.
Riddell's provided all of our financial needs for both personal and business, and we could not be happier with the level of service that we're provided.
Riddell National Bank has helped us grow our business so that we can help grow our communities with the core values that we both share. If you're looking to grow your business, Riddell is your best option.
It could be anyone. The star student, the all-state athlete. I never thought it could happen to me, that I could lose everything. help, I found hope, I found recovery. I regained something lost.
What do you crave?
Attention, apparently. Look at him all sitting in the middle.
I know, right? It is really awkward. You just chose to sit there.
Sonic Crave Cheeseburger.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Well, right now for Rose-Hulman, they're undefeated in conference play at 5-0. They've got 2 more ball games, and those 2 ball games are going to determine who goes to the national tournament in Division III football as the conference representative for the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Rose-Hulman, of course, has the lead in what's going to take place. It all depends on what happens with other ball games around the league, and you'll have to check and see what happens with Mount St. Joe. They still are in the mix, as Rose-Hulman, with it being undefeated in conference play, is ahead of both Hanover and Mount St. Joe. Rose-Hulman to beat Hanover, even if they tie as the conference champions, Rose-Hulman would have the nod since they beat Hanover in head-to-head competition. For Mount St. Joe, though, the other hand, if Mount St. Joe ends up with beating Rose-Hulman in that last ball game of the year, that one would prove to be the tough one. So Rose-Hulman needs to win out to assure themselves, and they have their own destiny in front of them, as does Rose-Hulman.
You always want to have the fate of your universe in your own hands. You want to have to depend on someone else. So I think I was that Art Davis? Just win, baby.
That's the one.
Just win. I mean, you're playing fairly well today. It was not an A performance from Rose-Hulman. But you get maybe a C+, B- performance and still win by 36, 37 points, then you're doing pretty good. And Bluffton, just hang together, guys. I just really want to see this group hang together, build on some success. If they can get another win or two toward the end of the season with Manchester Defiance, one or two of those, go into your off-season program strong, energized, have a good recruiting season, come back next year in 2022 raring to go. Man, I'm just telling you, I just like what I see from some of these guys here at Bluffton. They played hard, they're scrappy, they've got some hard-nosed guys, and man, just don't fracture. Just stay together. Just stay the course. That'd be my message for Bluffton. If they can do that in short order, they can be all right.
Well, and again, the next time we're on the air for Rose-Hulman football will be November 13th, Mount St. Joe. It'll be Senior Day, and not only is it Senior Day, it'll be Conference Championship Day. Yep. Rose-Hulman is guaranteed to play for a conference championship on November 13th. We'll bring you all that exciting action. Don't forget the HCAC soccer tournament here for men's Wednesday evening is the semifinal games here at Rose-Hulman, and then the finals will take place at Rose-Hulman again this next Saturday. So we've got Mount St. Joe beat Anderson today. So again, Mount St. Joe has kept pace with one loss, and they're the ones that Rose-Hulman will have to defeat in 2 weeks to gain that automatic bid for the NCAA tournament. We're happy you joined us this afternoon. Come back and join us on November 13th when Rose-Hulman plays Mount St. Joe for the HCAC Championship here on Indiana Sports Network. So long.
You are watching HCAC football at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.